The Project Gutenberg ebook of Songs of Ukraina, with Ruthenian poems. This ebook is for the use of anyone anywhere in the United States and most other parts of the world at no cost and with almost no restrictions whatsoever. You may copy it, give it away or reuse it under the terms of the Project Gutenberg license included with this ebook or online at www.gutenberg.org. If you are not located in the United States, you will have to check the laws of the country where you are located before using this ebook. Title: Songs of Ukraina, with Ruthenian poems. Author: Florence Randal Livesay. Author of Introduction, etc. P-Crat. Release date: February 8, 2024. Ebook number 72903. Language: English. Original publication: London, J. M. Dent & Sons, Ltd., 1916. Credits: Richard Tunsing, Charlene Taylor, and the online distributed proofreading team at https://www.pgdp.net. This file was produced from images generously made available by the Internet Archive/Canadian Libraries. Start of the Project Gutenberg ebook. Songs of Ukraina, with Ruthenian poems. Transcriber's note: new original cover art included with this ebook is granted to the public domain. Songs of Ukraina, all rights reserved. Songs of Ukraina with Ruthenian poems translated by Florence Randal Livesay. London, Paris and Toronto. J. M. Dent & Sons Limited. New York, E. P. Dutton and Comicsy. Contents: Pagan songs. Page Kupalo, fragment, 21. Song to Vesnyanka, fragment, 23. Vesnyanka Children's Song. 23. Haivka Song of the Woods. 24. Wedding Song Cycle. The Wedding of Marisenka, I. 13. 25. Wedding Song. Song of Departure. A Bride of Bukovina. 36. Unplaiting the Hair. 37. The Bride's Song. 38. The Bride. 39. The Day Before the Wedding. 40. Historical Songs. Pankanevsky Song of Feudalism. 42. Marishya Bohuslavka, Duma, 44. Akhamet III and the Zaporogians. 47. Before Poltava. 49. Time of Tartar Invasion, fragment, 52. The Song of Beta. 52. Cossack Songs. Cossack Marching Song. 55. Charge of the Cossacks. 56. The Young Recruits. 57. Mother and Son. 58. The Captives. 60. Cossack Marching Song. 62. Song of Victory. 1648. 63. In Turkish Captivity. 65. Lament for Morozenko. 67. Robber Songs. The Death of Dobush. 69. Song of the Oprishki, Outlaws. 74. The Haidamaki Knights of Vengeance. 75. Song of Karmaluk. 76. Jamak Songs. Kuztina the Betrothal Kerchief, Shevchenko. 78. The Penniless Jamak. 81. Rhythms. Mother and Daughter. 83. Burial of the Soldier. 85. The Drunkard. 86. Song of the Orphan. 87. The Gift of a Ring. 89. Folk Songs. My Field, fragment, 90. Song of the Cossack. 91. I Walked Along the River Bank. 92. Orphan Song. 93. Song of Unhappy Woman. 93. A Girl's Song. 94. O Wild Horses. 95. The Daughter of the Witch, variant, 96. Song of Vdova the Widow. 98. The Two Lovers, fragment, 99. The Broken Engagement. 99. The Distant Sweetheart. 100. The Enchantress. 101. The Dying Soldier. 102. The Orphan's Wedding. 104. Moonlight. 106. On the Steps. 107. In the Garden Beside the Water. 109. Unrequited Love. 110. The Oak. 110. Night on the Road. 112. Song of the Dance. 113. Pigeons. The Lovers. 114. Song from an Opera. 115. The Maid to Her Laggard Lover. 116. The Tramp at the Inn. 116. Little Petrus. 118. Songs of the Poppy Harvest. 119. Here is a Hill. 120. Girl O' Mine, variant, 123. Yakami. 124. Grass Rustling in the Breeze. 126. Playing on the Flute was Ivan. 128. The Kalina. 130. As the Cherry Glows in the Garden. 131. In the Fields Grows the Rye. 132. Mailot, Farewell 133 Kozut Ludi 136 By Dunau's waters 137 I was born in a fated hour 138 The Song of the Visits 140 Way Silky Song of the Dance 141 Kalina the Cranberry 143 Other poems Thoughts from a Prison, Shevchenko, 147 Topolia the Poplar, Shevchenko, 148 Song from Exile, Rudensky, 156 The Ring, Vorokievich, 158 Poems by Fedkovich Where Luck Lies 160 The Flute 161 Two Etchings, I Holy Eve 164 2. In Church 164 The Recruit 165 The Handkerchief 167 Before Casandela 168 To MD 170 Ukrainian National Anthem 172 Songs of Ukraina Ukrainian Song. But do you know what the Ukraine is? Where in spring the warm wind breathes, bearing on its wings from Erie, Egypt, the myriads of grouse and other birds, and into the hearts of the people the paean of love, where the woods are carpeted with blue prolisox and red riast, where Vesnyanka, the Lada of spring, with the assistance of Fovkolaks and spirits of the woods, is running through the forest scattering bloom, her song echoing over the whole country, where the sun is so bright and gay, where the willow tree in full blossom looks like a great yellow stack, orchards are white with cherry, where millions of nightingales sing all the night long, where Petra so truly loves Nataka there is the Ukraine. Where in the summer the Dnieper is carrying down its broad yellow waters to empty them into the bluish waves of the Black Sea, and upon the steeps of its mountainous right bank, like pyramids, the ancestral grave hills stand, looking over the endless plains golden with ripening rye, where the little white huts of the villagers hide themselves in the green orchards of scarlet apples, yellow pears, purple prunes, musical with the humming of bees, where, beside a broad road, under a willow tree, a blind Lernic beggar sits, singing a song of the vanished freedom, where the grandsons of that freedom mow the lush grass, with their scythes glistening in the hot sun, just as the sabers of their grandfathers flashed on the same field there is the Ukraine. Where in autumn in the wood on the peaceful bank of a Dunau the hopvine with its gold and bronze covers the bared branches of ash trees, where on cranberry bushes the red bunches burn in the rays of the autumn sun like a circlet of rubies, where Marusina walks in the wood picking the berries and calling upon her fated one in her songs, where in the fields, now umber-colored, the herds of cattle graze, where the poplar rustles sadly with her leaves yet green over a lonesome grave as a maiden deserted by her lover, where, when the leaves fall, the night heaven is so darkly blue and the stars so bright this is Ukraina. Where in winter witch marina with snow white as swan's down covers the fields, making of them an endless white sea, where frost morrows with its magic power changes fog into rime and sleet, transforms the forests into silver coral jungles of the undersea kingdom, where in gaiety the people know how to spend the whole winter season, entertained by folk drama, where hymns to the pagan goddess Lada are heard at Christmas, where the red foxes, seeking refuge in tall oakerets, or bulrushes, and hares, lying in utter stillness on the hillocks, shall hear the stamping of horses' hoofs, the baying of hounds and the sudden clamour of the horn there is Ukraina. Where on the summits of the Carpathians old oaks and pines murmur, and the native Hutzel in white embroidered shirt and red breeches plays on his trim bita amid his grazing flocks in the mountain meadow, where on a dark night thunder roars and the lightning plays on the white breasts of beech trees, where Dobush sleeps with his robber Oprishki, in a rocky cave under the Kurnaura, waiting for the summons to arise once more against the enemies of the Ukraine there is the highland of the Ukrainian. Where the southern prairies meet the waves of the Black Sea, and grey eagles circle in the heavens watching the numberless herds of sheep, where the Dnieper's cataracts roar, dashing down to the Kurtitsa island, asking it, where are the banners of the hetmans and the cannons of old? There, where a black cloud covers heaven from Lyman, the mount of the Dnieper, in the semblance of the dragon of the fairy tales there are the Zaporozhian steppes. And the ages passed over the Ukraine. In the beginning black-haired Scythians came from Aristan to the Ukraine with their herds. Later, the race was crossed with blue-eyed, white-haired Finns, both disappeared, and the tall, dark brown-eyed, fair-haired Ukrainian arose, the beneficent gods Yor and Laden nursing him in his cradle. Mongolians came from Asia, and Genghis Khan built his pyramids of men's skulls. And on the steppes, on the Kalkar River the brave Rusici barred the way to the Polovets, with scarlet shields, and all fell for the motherland. Still, the Mongolian waves rolling over the Ukrainian rock were unable to devastate Europe. The Khan turned back, civilization was saved, but the Ukraine was covered with corpses, on whose bones Cossacks arose who again checked the Tartars. There in the Ukraine was freedom personified by the Zaporozhian Cossack, in blue zupan and red breeches, mounted on his grey horse. 7 feet deep is the black soil of Ukraina, bringing forth from one seed 120-fold. Poles, Turks, and Muscovites began to press forward, eager to grasp the land flowing with milk and honey and bind her as a captive. Long centuries the saber of the Cossack flashed, beheading invaders from all parts of the world. At last it was shivered and broken. Now naught is left of Ukraina save her songs, but in that song she still lives, engraved in the heart of the people. Let it be sung, and before your eyes you shall resurrect the dead centuries. The Ukrainians sing their Kolati, Vesnyanki, Kupolny, and the ancient gods of the sun and thunder are again alive, adversaries of Christianity. The bride maidens sing the wedding songs, and ancient days come back when a wild youth gathered a band of the boys of his tribe and raided another village to kidnap a maiden. All her relatives rose to defend her, and sometimes only after a bloody fight did the bridegroom carry his bride safely home. 1,000 years passed, and only song was left to show that such barbarous days had ever been. In the true blues days that followed, when the Cossacks ringed Ukraina with the terrible circle of their sabers, they sang of freedom, and even now those songs will stir a man's blood and make him long to leap on a horse and gallop over the broad steppes, swift to the fields of freedom. Moscow, Tartary, Lithuania, Poland, Turkey, what neighbors, the hetmans, wars, and revolutions, at length the fall of Sich, the last stand of Ukrainian freedom. The whole Ukrainian history was put into song by the Kobzars, the rhapsodists, and if the Ukraine has lost her written history, it is still preserved in her historical songs. The period of bondage and feudalism began in 1771. The Cossacks had disappeared, but their place was taken by the avengers of the people's sorrows, robbers, Haydomaki, Oprishki. The Ukrainian Robin Hoods and their deeds also are recorded in their songs. The bitter fate of the feudal slave sighs in the song of the Ukrainian woman, before, a free Kossaka, now the slave of her husband, with no rights of her own. Full of self-pity and sorrow are the songs of unhappy women. The sons of Cossacks became chamaks and tramps, they wrote their songs on their broken hearts. But eternal song, that of love, of the nightingale's voice, and the cherry blossom, is the same everywhere, unchangeable, young, charming, immortal. Italian songs are glorious, but the singing of the Ukrainian is also a precious pearl in the common treasury of mankind. It was born out of the beauty of the Ukraine, and it is beautiful. It was born on the steppes, and as the steppes it is wide. It was born in battles, and it is free. It was born of the tear of a lonesome girl, and it rends the heart. It was born of the thoughts of the Kobzars, and its harmonies are pregnant with thoughts. This is Ukrainian song. Paul Krath. Note by translator: the songs, alas, must lack their native music, of the land which evoked them. Mr. Paul Krath has written with a poet's pen. It remains for me just to say a few words about the people who sing the songs, and, with one digression, I will quote a few extracts from French and Ukrainian essayists. The Ukrainian is a race purely Slav, gay, chivalrous, made thoughtful by its own steps, a race of poets, musicians, artists who have fixed for all time their national history in the songs of the people which no centuries of oppression could silence. The singers, the Kobzars, accompany themselves on the kobza while they sing the glories of the Ukraine. All art with them is national, from the building of their tiny huts to the embroideries which adorn their clothes and which are distinguished for their originality all over the East. Here is a people, one of the most numerous of Europe and nevertheless one of the least known. They have not even an assured name. They are called Little Russians to distinguish them from the mass of the Russian people. They are called Ukrainian because they inhabit the frontier between Poland and Russia. One of the branches, in Austrian Galicia, bears the name of Ruthenian. In the 19th century this oppressed people revealed to the world the puissance of its artistic gifts. The Ukrainians became the first singers of Europe. The celebrated Russian music is the music of the Ukraine, and it is an Ukrainian, Gogol, who has opened the way to the Russian romancers of genius. Charles Saint-Nobos, professor at the Sorbonne. In the Russian Ukraine the nobles, descendants of the line of the Cossacks, and the clergy had closely guarded the remembrance of the grandeur, the glory, and the independence of the Ukraine. Living in contact with a people which had preserved its language, songs, and customs, they turned to it to know it better. Collections of popular songs by Maximovich, Dragomanov, Shishnevsky, Zertelev, etc., began to be made around 1820 and in the second half of the 19th century. Soon Romantic poets found this field. Kvitka outstripped George Sand and Auerbach. Towards 1840 the great poet Shevchenko, 1814–1861, combined by his genius all that was most profound in universal poetry with the genre of the popular poetry of the Ukraine. A great poet and a great citizen, his name is sacred to all Ukrainians. Mrs. E. L. Voynich has published 6 lyrics from the mass of this poet's work, all of which is practically unknown to English readers. Many of his writings, however, are to be included in the Slavonic classics now underway. Immigrants, self-exiled, still sing, putting trivial incidents or dreadful affrays, happenings in their old villages, into legend and song. From several of these living in Winnipeg I obtained old ballads and folk songs set to minor airs. Russ Olcott on Ironing Days was a concert in herself. I remember how she told me the song made by a local poet in her old home when a faithless bride was murdered by her conscript lover. Anastasia could not wait 3 years, but the soldier came to her wedding. This is the song from the other side of the hill. A stormy wind is blowing. Would that I knew what my sweetheart is doing. Oh my love, dost thou wish now to be mine? Come then, for we may marry some day. But first of all thou must bring me next Sunday some flowers of treaselai, poisonous herb. I have a saddle horse in my stable, surely I will mount and ride to get the flowers. Very hard are they to get. Very long is the way to the forest where they grow, yet shall I ride swiftly and get them for my love. I went to the forest and found the zilly between 2 elm trees. I dismounted and began to dig. Zuzula flew near and sang, "Spare your pains, young soldier, dig no more. Your sweetheart is fooling you, she weds another today." Then I rode in haste till I reached the courtyard of her home. Her friends came to meet me, put my horse in the stable, gave me to eat and drink, invited me to the wedding dance. I did not come down to dance and drink. I came down to say 2 words only to my sweetheart. With my right hand I took the hand of the bride, with my left I took my revolver and shot her. So his sweetheart fell between her durahinki, bridesmaids, as a star pales between 2 sunrise clouds. Some of the poems included in this volume have appeared in Poet Lore, Boston, Poetry, Chicago, The Craftsman, New York, Everyman, Edinburgh, Canada Monthly, London, Ontario, University Magazine, Montreal. To the publishers of these magazines my thanks are due for permission to reproduce the poems in question. I would like to acknowledge gratefully the help given me in translation by mm Paul Krath, Ivan Petrushevic, and A. Malofy. Florence Randal Livesay. Winnipeg, September 1916. Pagan Songs 1 Kupalo 2, Fragment, on Ivan Kupalo. Ivan was bathing. And he fell into the water on the day of Kupalo. Too high? On the day of Ivan Kupalo a beautiful maid her fortune sought. She plucked the flowers to make her garlands, the malva flower and lubistok she strewed them on the river's breast. Float, my wreath, with the waves swift flowing, straight to the window of my love, flow to the heart of the one I love, and bring good fortune with thee. The wreath is floating, carrying with it the heart of the maid. At the bend of the river, 'tis swamped by the wave. Kupalo, Kupalo, no fortune gave. That night the maiden trees alike 3 sought. In the midnight hour she dug them up. She made a brew in the dead of night, and ere the dawn the poison drank. Song to Vesnyanka, Spring, Fragment, O Lady Vesnyanka, where didst thou spend the winter? In the forest, upon the oak, I was spinning the thread for a shirt. O Spring, the beauty. Vesnyanka. Fly to us with the sun. Vesnyanka. Children's song. Vesnyanka came, and brought paradise. All is blooming, everywhere. Beauty in the meadows lies, joy is in the fields and air, in the woods is song. Let us garlands make on Vesnyanka's day. Join hands, and in a ring interweaving, let us play jumping high, the while we sing in the woods our song. All of beauty, life, goes when winter's here. Bloom will perish, birds grow dumb, all things lovely disappear. But the time has not yet come to leave off our song. Hi Evka, song of the woods, what did she bring us, the beautiful spring? Fair tresses, maiden's beauty. A maiden's beauty is as dew in summer washed in a spring, dried in an oven, set on a table, wrapped in paper. Springtime. And now what is it she brings us? She brought us strength, beauty of boys. Beauty of boys is as dew in summer washed in a rain pond, dried on a fence, set on a table, wrapped in rags. Wedding song cycle. The wedding of Marisenka, from various districts. A selection of folk songs made into a song cycle, some being fragmentary. I were to the gates. Marisenka with her father pleadeth, my beloved father, close the gates, close the gates. Do not let the Duke for come nigh, let not way Silenko by. Child beloved. Nay, he entreats that I let him in, let him in. Like the camel, like the hop vines round the gates, see, he twines. At the table, like Berween oak. Who allowed him to sit there? Proud like a falcon, proud. To the sun as a will now mounts the skies, Maryusenka's ensphered by paradise. This Eden, O maiden, who gave to thee? God and my father, saith she. 3 in the orchard, in the cherry orchard we passed but now, young Wasil stood. He raised his cap in a lightsome mood. He raised it and listened, he thought he heard song of a bird sweet, sweet song of Zuzula 6 winging. But see. It was maids weaving wreaths and singing. For the coming of Mishani on Sunday to the wedding, the Mishani or master merchants of old held themselves in high esteem, looking down upon the peasants. Let us drive, we will drive across the fields, drive uphill and down the dales, across the sands, across the stones. They will hear us coming in the vales, the sands shall murmur, the stones shall prattle, as neath our horses' feet they rattle, we will be talked of everywhere. Ah, how the villagers will stare, see now, Mishani driving there. The ceremony of the wreath weaving the Kalina 7 grows in a little valley, it has blossomed with a white flower. The bridesmaids went to pluck a bough but empty-handed come they now. Its plucking lay not in their power. But there went Marisenka, there the little duchess went. The cranberry her blossoms lent. Home came Marisenka to the bright room of welcome. Home to the pretty maidens then came she. Before her little face she set the flowers, and she looked at them long and earnestly. Then of her father asked Marisenka, like this Kalinanka shall I be? As long as thou stayest by my hearthside, child, thou lt be like that cranberry. But when thou goest upon thy journey thy beauty, alas, will fall from thee. O youthful one, from thy braids so golden thy beauty swiftly away shall flee. 6. The wreath, my wreath of Berwinok 8 Christiati, 9 I have woven you, just you alone. I have not worn you out with wearing, Saturday afternoon I wore you, on Sunday all the dear day long, on Monday just one little hour. I would have you painted, that I might keep you to dance beneath but one night more, I would have you gilded, that so enwreathed I might walk as in days of yore. 7. Baking the korove 10 My korove, so heaven sweet. Molded with water from 7 wells, made out of 7 stacks of wheat. And now our oven with golden shoulders, our big oven with silver wings the festal loaf shall bake for us, the korove shall make for us. 8. To her little brother the duchess cried, Brother, I pray thee, saddle thy horse. Haste to the fields that stretch so wide, get for me the horses black, drive them before thee on the way back. Then let them loose among my flowers. Let them browse as around they course, and what they eat not in my bowers the while they do in my garden stay on their clutching hoof they may carry away. Let the stamping feet on my flowers fall that none be left when I am gone, no joy be there for my bridesmaids all so lonesome mother won't weep for me, there are her flowers but where is she? 9. Putting on the perimetka, the enveloping hood or white scarf, the mark of the wife, the white pava 11 is flying see all the waiting ring there, the maids who laugh and sing there but all the girls it passes by them all to fall on Marisenka only. Decide now if thou dost regret, young Marisenka, what thou hast done. The maids that jest, of their long plaits are still possessed. They will not take thee back now, Marisenka. X Song of the bridegroom's friends open the gates the little gates. Who is it calls? Who is it waits? Attendants of the bridegroom we are, well. Now what may your gift be? We offer you our golden bees think you so small a thing would please? Have you naught else for offering? Behold the great gift that we bring, the maiden, wearing on her brow the root wreath 12 comes with us now. 11 Departure clanged the keys on the table, outside the horses neighed. Oh my mother, my dear mother! Cried the little maid. 'Tis all over, all over. No more am I free. So sad is it to be married. And she wept bitterly. Send you your dear daughter far away, mourned she. But I follow, my husband, lo, I follow thee. The man whom I wed now a stranger is he. Yet know it my father to whom he gives me. 12 The mother when the bridal party is going to the bridegroom's house as it came to the dawning I awoke, swift I looked in the courtyard grey there but now her fine sleigh stayed, while the prancing horses neighed that bore my Marisenka away. Am I no more your child, she said, that from your side you send me so just ere the coming of the night? Give me a friend in this my plight my songster Soloi 13 must go. For its sweet piping I would hear at peep of day to waken me she, my new mother, will not call, instead, she slanders cruel words all useless this bride as rotten tree. 13 In the green garden is fresh fallen snow, Horses are galloping to and fro. A mother follows the hoof marks deep. My Marisenka, where dost thou sleep? Help me, O Lord, her steps to trace. Home I would take her from this place. Come, Marisenka, come to me. If now ill-treated thou mayst be. She is not in her small white bed. She sleeps upon the straw instead. In what straw, pray, now lieth she? She lieth in the rough barley. Whose barley pillows now her breast? A neighbor's barley gives her rest. Wedding song of departure, a bride of Bukovina. Dear my mother, weep not. I shall not take all, see, the cows and oxen leave I in the stall. I take just black eyebrows, only eyes of blue, and upon your table tears I leave for you. And the little pathway where my footsteps fell while I brought you water daily from the well. The mother speaks pathway, little garden, ah, she must depart. When I gaze upon you faints my breaking heart. Unplaiting the hair 14, Perzamisl district, unbraid her dusky hair and place a garland there. The Duchess Marisenka to the city Hrodenka trips with her small white feet. She cuts berween oak there to wreathe her dusky hair. Her mother comes, pursuing, my child, what art thou doing? Dear mother, can it be thou hast no need for me? Thou wilt not let me stay but strive to force away. To give away thy daughter to him who now has sought her? Still very young am I, not very wise. Then why, I force and give away what I would not have stay. No longer I'm inclined for thee upon my mind. Strangers for thee inquire, I yield to their desire. The bride's song on the threshold of her mother's house, as she is leaving mother mine, keep well, for now we two must part. Say not that I've taken all, I pray you have no fears. Lo, upon the table I am leaving tears. While outside more tears shall fall from my saddened heart. Menisma, go then, leave me quite alone. Leave the flowers you used to tend. Who will watch them grow? Who will plant more in the spring in a pretty row? Who will water them when all the buds are blown? Someone else must water them. If I unhappy be, why then should I just for flowers ever weep or sigh? Who will sweep from off the walk leaves that on them lie? If my lover comes no more, the dead leaves he won't see. The bride, this is sung by a maiden about to be married in a land far from her parents and native land. Marishya, Marishya, dost thou not lonesome feel? And tears from thy blue eyes must surely unbidden steal. In a strange new country thy wedding day sun must rise, and none of thy kin will be near thee to love, praise or advise. Why dost thou not write, therefore, and tell thy mother to sail? Surely her hands are anxious to cover thy head with a veil. Then to the wondering maidens the sad Marishya said, verily now I know not if ever I shall be wed. I shall never write to my mother and ask her to come to me. For alas, I have no mother since I dwell in this far country. The day before the wedding, old folk song, the bride sings to her lover, thick were the leaves on the lofty tree, why came you not last night to me? I wonder. But, of course, maybe you had no horse, maybe you lost your way, your mother made you stay. Her lover replies, I had the horse and the way I knew, and my mother kept me not from you. But my youngest sister loves you not. She hid my saddle long, I sought my oldest sister, seeking, found, swift on my horse's back 'twas bound. She whispered, try and get there soon, riding along by the light o' the moon. In body brave, keep a good head, brother o' mine, she laughing said. In sweetheart land there's much to learn, the road has many a curve and turn. Don't loose your horse, don't go astray, ride. Ere yet dawns your wedding day. Historical songs. Pan 15 Kanevsky Song of Feudalism. Bohuslav was Pan Kanevsky's dancing there, Bondarivna as the Pava 16 she was fair. Then he saw her, the wild pigeon, full of grace, and she felt upon her cheek his embrace. Pan Kanevsky. You may take my shoes off my feet. But I kiss whom I choose. Then the good folk of the town whispered low, if thou dost not haste away cometh woe. Bondarivna's o'er the bridge like the wind, she has left the village houses far behind. With drawn sabres 2 grim soldiers follow fast through the market-place, poor pigeon. Caught at last. Pan Kanevsky's silver musket pointed straight at her heart. And she chose then her fate. Bondarivna, tall and lovely, live with me, or as dung upon the earth you shall be. Rather would I, Pan Kanevsky, fall and die, than in arms I loathe, like yours, ever lie. As she answered, so he fired, so she fell. And her father, watching, moaned, it is well, I die with thee, fairest maid of them all. And he dashed his white head gainst the wall. Told the bells wailing music cried aloud, Bondarivna, earth for I is thy shroud. Marishya Bohuslavka, Duma, on the Black Sea, on a white rock, stood a stone prison, 700 Cossacks, unfortunate ones, in this dungeon lay these 30 years seeing not God's world, nor the righteous sun upon their eyes. Almighty God, save us, wretched ones, from hard captivity, from the Mohammedan faith. Send us forth to the bright stars, to the peaceful waters, to the joyful land, the Christian world. Hear us, O God, in this our prayer. To them the captive maiden, Marishya Bohuslavka, daughter of the priest, came, and said unto them, Hi, Cossacks! Ye unfortunate captives, tell me what day is it in Ukraine now? Hi, captive maiden, Marishya Bohuslavka. How may we know what day it is in Ukraine? Are we not 30 years in captivity, seeing not God's world, nor the blessed sun upon our eyes? Because of this we know not what day it is in Ukraine now. Then the captive maid, Marishya Bohuslavka, daughter of the priest, said unto the Cossacks, Oi, Cossacks, ye unfortunates! Today in our land is Easter even, and tomorrow is the holy feast day of Easter. They bowed their white faces to the ground and cursed her, Marishya, the captive maid, may God give thee, daughter of the priest, neither fortune nor happy fate, since thou it was who told us what day had dawned in Ukraine. Oi, Cossacks, ye unfortunate captives, swear not, curse not me. When our Turkish Pasha goes to the mosque, then will I come to the dungeon, and I will throw wide the door and release you all unfortunate. On the first day of Easter, when the Turkish Pasha went to the mosque, he gave the keys to the captive maid, Marishya Bohuslavka, daughter of the priest. She came and freed the captives, and said unto them, Oi, Cossacks! I say unto you, do what is right, flee to the cities of Ukraine. But, I entreat you, pass not by the town of Bohuslav. See my mother and father, tell my father to sell not his herds, to disperse not his wealth, to heap up no more money to free me from captivity, because I have become a Turk Mohammedan for Turkish comfort, good life, unhappy pleasure. Akhemet 3. And the Zaporogians S. Rudensky, the letter written by the Cossacks to the Sultan is in a museum in Russia, in the year 1600, in that God's year, a letter came from Akhemet to our Zaporogi, I, Sultan, the son of Mohammed, the grandson of the one God, the brother of the crescent and even of the sun, knight strong and great, king of kings, champion of all the world, and Tsar of Tsars, Tsar of Constantinople, Tsar of Macedonia, Greece, Serbia, Moldavia, Tsar of Babylon, Podolaya and Halik, and glorious Crimea, Tsar of Egypt, Arabia, Jerusalem, the keeper of the tomb in Jerusalem and of your God, I am the sorrow and the help of all Christian men. I say to ye, Cossacks, surrender. Or expect no good from me. In the same year the Zaporogians read the letter and said to their foe, the Sultan, thou, Sultan, art the devil's son, the grandson of Hasped 17 himself, and thou, a horned short 18. Thou art but a wretched innkeeper in Constantinople, a Macedonian brewer, Greek and Moldavian swine, and Babylonian blacksmith, thou oppressor of Serbia and Podolaya, Crimean parrot, Egyptian swineherd, owl of Jerusalem. No help of Christians art thou, but a fool, no protector of our God. Thou art not worthy to kiss us anywhere nor worthy to hold our Zaporogi. We shall fight thee by land and sea. We do not fear thee, thou son of a dog. Such is our answer. We know not what year this may be, because we have no calendars in our siege. Our Mesiats 19 is now in the heaven, this day is the same day as with you. Then, Turks, after these words try to take us. Before Poltava, when the Swedish king, Charles XII, was defeated by Peter the Great, song ascribed to the hetman Mazepa 20, O woeful fate for unhappy Chaika, 21, which brought up children beside the broad road Kihai. Kihai. She fled on high, is it time for her to fall into the sea? Kihai. Kihai. Ripe is the rye, the harvest has come, the harvesters reap and her nestlings take. Kihai. Kihai. The Chaika flutters beating her wings. Why should she fly, why should she cry Kihai? Kihai. How should she not cry with wild flutterings? My brood is so young, and a mother am I. Kihai. Kihai. O little ones, where shall I hide you all? Must I drown myself, be killed in my fall? Kihai. Kihai. Unhappy Chaika. O woeful fate. Nest by the road left desolate. Kihai. Kihai. And the harvesters passed and flung her by, flung away Chaika, vain her cry Kihai. Kihai. Fly to the meadows, Chaika, fly. They took thy brood, thy nestlings young are the harvester's food. Time of Tartar invasion 22, fragment, Ukraina is sad for that she has no place to dwell in. The Orda trampled the little children with their steeds, by the horde were the old people carried away, the rest flung they into slavery. Who will take Ukraine under its wing in so evil an hour? Her land is torn in two, her children are broken in 4 parts, her visage is darkened, she is wan because of the evil deeds of the Tartars. The Song of Beta 23. Beta, Beta drinks honey Horivka, not 1 day, not 2 days, not 1 night only. The Sultan of Turkey has come today. What are you doing, young fellow, pray? I drink, said Beta, not 1 day only, not 2 days, no, and my night's not lonely. If you stop drinking, I pledge my oath my daughter to you shall plight her troth. She is not comely enough to see. Faugh! Your religion is not for me. Ho there, my men. Just take this wretch, put a hook in his ribs and give him a stretch. Oh, not 1 day, not 2 days only, not 1 night hangeth Beta lonely. The Daub tree seeth the Sultan come, ha, Beta, art thou then quite dumb? Nay, said the rogue, I see 2 trees, 2 pigeons perching at their ease. Your bow and arrow lend, quoth he, and you shall sup right daintily. The weapon Beta's right hand nears the Sultan's, pierced between the ears. Freed, he has shot the Sultan's wife, nor will he spare the daughter's life. This was a king once, Beta cries, but see how stiff and cold it lies. Well, as for me, I surely think that I deserve another drink. Beta, Beta drinks honey Horivka, not 1 day, not 2 days, not 1 night only. Cossack songs, Cossack marching song, 16th century, Cossacks whistled. They were marching, marching far away at midnight. Dark brown eyes of Marisenka, they will soon be blind from weeping. Weep not, Marisenka, be not sad, rise from thy sorrow. Pray the good God for thy dearest. Rose the moon in windless silence, to the Cossack spake his mother, her farewell with tears was given. Go, then, go, my little son, now. Go, but see thou art not long absent. Come back when 4 weeks are over. Gladly would I, O my mother, come before a month is over, but, my horse, my black horse splendid, stumbled with me at our gateway. Oi! God knows all's in his willing, whether I return home safely, or on bloody field should lay me. Time of my return God know it, only he as thine own daughter keep my Marisenka by thee. Hi! Don't weep and don't be sorry, under me my horse is dancing, prancing and coveting proudly, home ere long you may expect me. Charge of the Cossacks high. Roll up. Eagles brave, to protect the Chaika, Chaika 24, and gain glory newly. Nobles all. Or we fall. Twice we die not, truly high. Take arms. On we go. From our rifles we shall shout, we shall roar from cannon, with our sabers clashing, nobles all, or we fall. Gainst our foemen dashing. High. Take arms. On we go. The young recruits, along the hills lies the snow, but the streams they melt and flow, by the road the poppies blow poppies. Nay, scarlet though they glow, these are no flowers, the young recruits. They are the young recruits. To Krym they ride, the soldiers, side by side, and over the country wide sounds the beat of the horse's stride. One calls to her soldier son, return, O careless one. Of scrubbing wilt have none? Let me wash thy head, then run. Nay, mother, wash thine own, or make my sister groan. Leave thou thy son alone. Too swift the time has flown. My head the fine spring rain will soon wash clean again, and stout thorns will be fain to comb what rough has lain. The sun will make it dry, wind parted it will lie so, mother mine, goodbye. He could not hear her cry. Mother and son, this song was composed before 1648, all the oak forest is murmuring, murmuring, thick veils of fog o'er the fields and wide meadows cling. Go away, my son, from me may the raiding Turk take thee. Mother, well the Sultan knows thy brave son. This witness shows. For he pays me from the mine tribute gold and silver fine. Go away, my son, from me may Litva 25 soon capture thee. Litva knows me too, I feed from her tribute, wine and mead. Go away, my son, from me, may the Tartars soon take thee. Those wild hordes take, in much fear, other roads when I draw near. Go away, my son, from me Moscow. Let the Tsar take thee. But the Tsar likes me so well, with him I been asked to dwell. Ah, my son, come home instead. Let me, dear one, wash thy head. Nay, my mother, nay. With rain washing it I'll not complain. Winds will dry my dripping hair, Terran bush 26 will comb it fair. All the Debrova 27 is murmuring, murmuring leaden clouds over heaven lowering masses fling. Farewell, the sisters cry, for he must go with speed. She who is eldest born leads out his splendid steed. And then the second born armor brings out to him, youngest of all Antreates asks with her eyes tear dim, when, O my brother dear, comest thou back to us? Ah, sister! Of the sand take thou a handful thus. So on a rock. Each dawn water it with thy tears. That day the sand springs up, thy brother lost appears. The captive's cuckoo calls the cuckoo. In the dawn, the young Cossacks are crying, far away from their loves, in prison lying, the dungeon's dark, their hope is gone, but the cuckoo calls, in the dawn, in the dawn. Blows the wind from the sea, were it blowing 'twould bear us away beyond all knowing. Our heavy chains we'd leave behind if over the sea should come the wind. Oh the sun! Oh the sun in Ukraine shining! Take us to where our loves are pining. The Cossacks have their dance begun, the dance of joy, in the sun, in the sun. Blue sea. On the sea with the wind they're dancing, our brothers surely are advancing from prison chains the sad to free. Oh swiftly come, o'er the sea, o'er the sea. Cuckoo, calls the cuckoo. In the dawn, the Sultan sleeping is wakened by the sound of weeping, binds stronger chains their limbs upon that none may flee, in the dawn, in the dawn. Cossack marching song, semi-historical, the harvesters are reaping on the hillside, and in the valley where the grass is green the Cossacks leap astride their horses lean. That gallant hetman, Doroshenko, is leading all his troop with right goodwill over at last the weary days of drill. And see that captain stationed in the center, his steed is prancing, pawing up the ground. Brave Sahaydachny, at the rear, looks round. In fair exchange for pipe and for tobacco he said adieu to Priska, his good wife. Such a mistake. The greatest of my life. So is he thinking when he hears one calling, come back, and take your wife once more, my pipe and my tobacco please restore. Ah, ha, he shouts, a wife I'll not be needing, but your carved pipe is handy on the road. What a fine thing you have on me bestowed. Hi! Who goes there? Pass, friend, and on we're faring, with flint and steel I'll get a puff or two, so then don't worry and goodbye to you. Song of Victory 1648. When the Cossacks under Khmelnytsky expelled the Poles from the Ukraine, hi, all ye good people. List what I tell ye, what's done in Ukraina's plain there under Dashiv, across the Soroka, what numbers of Poles now lie slain. Hi, Peribines. But 700 Cossacks he asked for that day. Then he with sabers smote the Poles' heads off, the rest swept the river away. Drink ye swamp water, oi! All ye Poles now quench thirst at each rain pond ye see. And once ye were drinking, in our Ukraina, wine and sweet mead flowing free. Each Polish pen is lost now in wonder, what do these brave Cossacks eat? Verily, look ye, they live just on pike flesh, Solomaka 28 with water their meat. Look now, ye Poles, whom our hetman Khmelnytsky fought on the grim yellow sands, of all your army fighting young Cossacks not one has escaped from our hands. See, Pole. A Cossack is dancing upon a grey horse after thee. When he stands with his musket thy heart sinks in anguish, in great fear of death thou dost flee. We own the whole land en as far as Sluk river, Kostyana. As far as thy hill, O rude and uncourteous. Poles caused our revolting, so mourn they their lost Ukraine still. As a thundercloud brooding on Vistula's river the Poles lie, expelled from Ukraine. As long as we live they shall no more leave Poland, they shall not come nigh us again. Hi! All ye young Cossacks! Leap up now with shouting akimbo, our arms let us place. We threw all the Poles across Vistula's waters, and here they won't dare show their face. In Turkish captivity on the blue sea waves are roaring, mountain high they tower. Crying in their Turkish dungeon wretched Cossacks cower. Why, O gracious God, this torture? 2 years now we lie here, with the chains our hands are heavy, wilt thou let us die here? Wings of Ukraina's eaglets, Yanni Chars 29 cut, throwing in the grave the living victims, all their sorrow knowing. Ha! Ya youthful Zaporozhians 30, have ye not arisen? Sons of freedom, ever glorious, rescue us from prison. Lament for Morozenko. This Cossack song of the 17th century is sung to a mournful air which makes a splendid funeral march. Morozenko was an Ukrainian governor of a province killed in war with the Tartars. Trenches along the foot of the mountain they took Morozenko on Sunday morning. The Tartars nor slashed him, nor pierced him with spears, they tore out the heart from the white breast, and they led him to Savor Mohila's height. Look thou, O son of the foe, down there. Look on thine Ukraine stretching far. They set him down on the yellow sands, and they took off from him a red shirt. 31 Oi, Morozenko. Thou glorious Cossack. All Ukraine laments thee, O brave Morozenko. Much more thy bold army, O glorious Cossack. On the way to the town Morozika wept Morozika for her son. Don't cry, Morozika, don't be sad. Come with us Cossacks to drink wine mead. Drink your good health, if drink you would, but around my head misfortune flies. Drink your good health, if drink you may. Oi, where does he fight, my son, my son? Does he fight with the Tartars, one by one? Don't cry, Morozika, don't be sad, come with us Cossacks to look on. For see. A horse walks behind a wagon, a bloody wagon it walks behind. It carries your glorious Moroz, the white flesh cut, the brave head broken, the face is covered with red kitayka. 32, Oi, Moroz, Morozenko. Thou glorious Cossack, all Ukraine shall weep and mourn for thee. Robber songs. The death of Dobush. 33 1745. Along the edges of the wooded height walks young Dobush, lame in one leg, he on his toper. 34 leans and calls his lads, oh, ye legionai. 35 Oh, my boys. Will council hold whom next are we to rob? Could we must not miss, nor overlook Kosiv. 36 Now sleep, my boys, because we rise at dawn, dress in a trice, skin postali. 37 Put on, pavoloki. 38 Of silk. Now run, boys, quick. Snow covers all the paths, to Jvinka's house go first, where we'll see Stefan's wife. Oi, Dobush. Nay, my lord, sure mischief will befall. Don't trouble about me, load your good musket with a double charge, stand by the gate, I'll to the window go to see if she still sleeps. My heart, dost thou sleep, dost thou hear? Dost thou wish to receive Dobush? I am not asleep. No, I hear each word that you say to me. I'm working that I may sup. Stefan is not at home. The supper's not ready yet, but 'twill be a splendid one, and a wonder for all the world. Dost thou sleep, my heart, dost thou hear? Wilt receive Dobush for the night? I sleep not, I hear every word, I will not let the robber in. Wilt thou open the door, I say? Dost tell me to storm it then? I give no command to storm. But open it? No, not I. Let me into the hut, thou fool. Ere I break open the door. My door is too strong for you, my locks are of trusty steel. Thy locks will not help thee much when to them my shoulder I set. The strength of full 7 more years you'll need ere you burst my door. Dobush pressed hard, the locks fell in a heap, and Dobush opened the door, just a little opened the door. And then Jvinka fired from the attic where he hid, he aimed at the heart of Dobush. Not in the heart fell the blow, through shoulders the bright blood burst. Dog catcher. You. Jvinhuk. You have eaten me up for her. Why did you woo her? Why did you say you were Dobush? Why tell her all the truth? Knew you not woman's truth is fast running water's foam? The oprishki came to the hut, but they found Chvinka was flown. Oi! Dobush, our good lord, why killed you not the wife? How could I kill her, say, if I loved her so much? Oi, Dobush, our great lord. Misfortunes surely here. Treachery ne'er before to your legend I came, but now there's treachery. Legend I, oi, my boys, lay me on your topiars, carry me down in the Kurnaura, where the black mountains be, then cut my body up as fine as poppy seed. Let not the Germans mock, or quarter my body. Divide among yourselves the treasure that was ours, then singly go away. But not to rob, not to shed human blood, blood is not water, mind, not meant to be poured down. But then the Germans came, and Chvinka led them on. Oi, oi, Dobush, our lord, what woeful fate is ours? Where shall we winter spend, where all the summer days? In Stanislav, my boys, yeah, at the marketplace. Tortured, while, bound in irons, Germans shall tear your flesh, and there you'll sleep for aye. Song of the Oprishki 39, Outlaws, Hi, brethren, Oprishki give me more horivka, 40 on the campfire now heap on more wood. If you tune then my throat to the sound of Sopivka 41 I'd sing for as long as I could. We are safe just as long as the green grass is growing, if the forest of leaves be not bare, if behind the thick bush and green pine we are going, even Shorts 42 could not find us hid there. As the heaven for birds, so for us are the hollows, the caves in Carpathian crests. We sleep till the stars, till our own shadow follows, and then we creep out of our nests. Tobacco we bring from far Hungary's borders, fleet horsemen their chase may give o'er, the Jew merchant clothing shall give at our orders, or else he'll be nailed to his door. Be joyful, my brothers, each day that is ours, no life such as this can last long. When snow falls our heads will hang down like the flowers, no more shall be heard our glad song. For Austrian soldiers, when first snow is falling, in uniforms white will appear. Kolomia, 43 thy bells as of old may be calling, their chiming we never shall hear. The Haidamaki knights of vengeance, Haidamaki they call us, unrelenting and stern, with the wrongs of our nation for vengeance we burn. Our forebears were tortured, our grandsons shall be, unless we will show them how men may be free. Haidamaki they call us, forever the same, and we lay down our lives, caring nothing for fame. For the time long has passed when the yoke pressed us sore, if 100 shall fall there are yet thousands more. Out of misery's chains the trampled slaves rise, and to freedom's bright flag they will lift dazzled eyes. Truth and courage for oath, and our vengeance for breath, Haidamaki they call us, men who fear not their death. Song of Karmaluk, written by himself, from Siberia I return with no fortune I am come. Not in chains, but yet not free. Wife and children may be mine, but their faces I can't see. When I think upon their fate then I weep most bitterly. Good lads have I gathered round, what concerns it any one, by the road lie on the ground. Riders, when will ye pass by? Tedious it is to wait, no abode, no hut have I. The police won't make me wince though assessors scan each nook, hunt in every likely den. They themselves have killed more men than your Karmaluk has sins. Robber, so good folk may cry murderer. But I've killed none. For, look yeah, I have a soul. I may take from rich my toll, and I'll do it too, be sure, free from sin is Karmaluk, for he gives it to the poor. Rising o'er Siberia shines the sun. Keep watch you must. Yet in me put all your trust. Rest your hopes on Karmaluk. Chamak songs Kustina the betrothal kerchief 44 Taras Shevchenko on Sunday she did not dance, she earned the money for her skeins of silk with which she embroidered her kerchief. And while she stitched she sang, my kerchief, embroidered, stitched, and scalloped. I shall present thee and my lover shall kiss me. O Kustina, bright with my painting. I am unplaiting my hair 45 I walk with my lover, O my fate. My mother. The people will wonder in the morning that an orphan should give this kerchief fine broidered and painted kerchief. So worked she at her stitching, and gazed down the road to listen for the bellowing of the curved horned oxen, to see if her chamak comes homeward. The chamak is coming from beyond Lyman, with another's possessions, with no luck of his own. He drives another man's oxen, he sings as he drives, O my fate, my fortune, why is it not like that of others? Do I drink and dance? Have I not got strength? Know I not the roads of the steps that lead to thee? Do I not offer thee my gifts, for I have gifts, my brown eyes my young strength, bought by the rich? Perchance they have mated my sweetheart to another. Teach me, O fortune, how to forget, how to drown my grief in drink and song. And as he journeyed over the steps, lonesome, unhappy, he wept, and out on the steps, on a grave, a grey owl hooted. The Chamaki 46 greatly troubled, entreated, bless us, Ataman, that we may reach the village, for we would bring our comrade to the village that there he may confess ere death, be shriven. They confessed, heard mass, consulted fortune tellers. But it availed not, so with him, unholpen, they moved along the road. Was it his burden, the constant burden of his anxious love, or victim he of someone's evil spell, that so they brought him from the dawn home on a wagon? God he besought at least to see his sweetheart. But not so, he pleaded not enough. They buried him. And none will mourn him, buried far away, they placed a cross upon the orphan's grave and journeyed on. As the grass withers, as the leaf falls on the stream, is borne to distance dim, the Cossack left this world, and took with him all that he had. Where is the kerchief, silken wrought? The merry girl child, where? The wind a kerchief waves on the new cross. A maiden in a nunnery unbinds her hair. The penniless chamak in the marketplace of Kiev, a young chamak drank and drank, oxen, wagons, yokes and yoke sticks, all his wealth in drink he sank, in the marketplace of Kiev. And at sundown he awoke, how he peered into his purse. All his pockets he turned out, with full many a muttered curse, in the marketplace of Kiev. Not a penny to be found. For his revelling was naught. Poor, Shinkarka 47 half a quart. But she laughs at such a thought, scorns to wait on such as he. Then he takes his Zupan 48 off. Oh, Shinkarka, even poor just a quarter of a quart. To coat add 4 zloty 49 more than there's drink for revelling. To Mohilov 50 sad he went, gazed adown the valley green, oxen, wagons wagered, spent yokes and yoke sticks, all his wealth lost in marketplace of Kiev. Oi, I'm off to distant lands. To Moldavia 51 go I'll be slaving 7 years, then more oxen I shall buy, and I'll be chamak again. Rhythm's mother and daughter, oh you thought, my mother, you would never be rid of me. There will come a day, a Sunday, when you will wish for me, you will weep long and sore, oh where now is my daughter? The daughter, if thou lovest me, sweetheart, let me go to the cherry orchard, no ill shall befall thee, I will but pluck the Pavna Rosa 52 tomorrow I go to the quiet Dunau 53 to wash the clothes, then will I throw the blossom on the water. Float, float, my Rosa, as high as the banks of the river are high. Float, my Rosa, to my mother. When she comes to the river to draw water, she will know that the flower was born to her from her daughter's hand. The mother thy Rosa has withered on the stream, wast thou in like ill case for these 3 years? The daughter, I was not sick, my mother, not a year, not an hour. You chose for me a bad husband. Did I not carry water for you? Why did you not beg of God to give me a good husband? Did I not wash the clothes for you, O my mother? Why did you curse me in this way? The mother: Nay, child, I cursed thee not. But on a day and only once I said, I hope she may never marry. The daughter: And was not that wish ill enough that I should never be married? You could not have wished me worse just then. For when I was young I knew not what it meant, the marrying of your daughter. Burial of the soldier. Near the pebbly shores grows a green elm tree. Under the tree a soldier is dying. Comes a young captain bearing a gold handkerchief, he weeps with fine tears. O captain, my captain, weep not. Send word to my friends to come and build me a house. With rifles shining like silver his comrades came. They wept over his head with fine tears. Weep not, oh yeah, my dear friends, tell my father and mother to hasten here from the country to bury me. Where, O my son, shall we dig thy grave? Nay, neither of you shall bury me, the young soldiers only shall bear me there. So they bore him, leading his horse before him. Behind the coffin his mother walked, weeping. Even more wept his sweetheart. The tears of his mother would not make him rise from the dead, but his sweetheart was crying and wringing her hands. For never before had a soldier been her lover, and never again would a soldier be one. The drunkard: the red cranberry has withered over the well. Woe to me, my mother, with a drunkard to live. A drunkard drinks day and night, he does not work. When he comes home from the inn, though I be young, yet he strikes me. I open the casement as my mother comes. She asks of my little ones, Is the drunkard home? Carefully, softly enter, my mother. My drunkard sleeps in the barn, see thou wake him not. May he sleep. May he never wake. That he on thy little head bring no more grief. Oi, my mother. Abuse not my drunkard. Tiny are my children, without him would it not be worse. Song of the orphan: I will go into the field and talk to the dew, and together with the dew I will bemoan our unlucky fate. I will climb a hill and fall into thought, I was left an orphan, I have no friends. In my tiny garden grows a lovely lily. And what is that to me, if I am still young, if I am still an orphan? As the soaking hemp rots in the water, so lives an orphan in this world. O my mother dear, my grey bird, you have raised me, fed me for these bitter woes. O my mother, my golden mother, my grey dove. You left me all alone to minister to others' wants. What have I done to you, my mother dear, that you have so deserted me? If you had drowned me in my bath, my mother, I would not have exchanged my fate with any earthly kings. How pretty are the flowers that bloom! How beautiful the children who have a mother! Other people's children are like dolls, and I am an orphan. Other people's children have mothers, and my mother is with God. Oh, my mother died. My mother, oh unhappy fortune! She will never speak, she will never ask me, What are you doing, my daughter? When I begin to think of my dear mother's sorrow, so heavy overtakes me that I can hardly bear it. There is no flower in this world prettier than the cranberry, no one is so lovely as a mother to a child. My mother is now in the grave, there is her grave. Oh, why was I born, I, so unlucky in this world? The gift of a ring: he gave me a ring, and I laughed and asked him, What does this mean? A gift, he answered. I went with another upon the morrow, and in the evening he was so angry. You wore my ring, he said, reproachful, the ring means marriage, your pledge to me. I flung my ring at the foolish creature and I said, Now hasten out of my sight. I never saw such a stupid person, who says one thing and means another. Folk songs my field, fragment of an old song, oh my field, my field. Plowed with bones, harrowed with my breast, watered with blood from the heart, from the bosom. Tell me, my field, when will better days be? My field, oh my field. By my grandfather won, why dost thou not give me the means of life? Bitter toil. With my own blood stained, my heart's blood is there. How bitter for me, my field, to look on thee. Song of the Cossack heavily hangs the rye bent to the trampled ground, while brave men fighting die through blood the horses bound. Under the white birch tree a Cossack bold is slain, they lift him tenderly into the ruined grain. Someone has borne him there, someone has put in place a scarlet cloth 54 with prayer, over the upturned face. Softly a girl has come. Dove-like she looks all grey, stares at the soldier dumb and, crying, goes away. Then, swift, another maid, ah, how unlike she is, with grief and passion swayed gives him her farewell kiss. The third one does not cry, caresses none has she, 3 girls thy love flung by, death rightly came to thee. Song I walked along the river bank, my horse paced by my side. Marry me, Cossack, a gay voice cried. Marry me, or wed me not, but let me hear you say you hope you may wed me some fine day. Oh, were you richer, little one, I'd take you by the hand, before my stern father we two should stand. Oh, were I rich, my Cossack, do you know what I would do? I'd tramp on your father, I'd tramp on you. I walked along the river bank. Don't sigh, my little maid, in your garden bare we oak will not fade. If this one leaves you, do not fret, another will come soon. Fresh are your roses, it's only June. Orphan song the mother as a cloud, O Lord, let me float. Over the village let me go. And into the village, like fine rain let me fall, far below. How my child is dressed I fain would see, she sits in the orphan's seat, I know, but she's robed as a lady of high degree. Song of unhappy woman over my gate a pigeon's wings. Over my gate they flew but my father gave me not to him, the one I loved so true. To Voivode, a captain bold, my father married me, he carried me to distant lands where none of my own kin be. Oh, I will pluck the malva flower and throw it on the stream, now float thou far, thou malva flower, to her of whom I dream. The malva blossom floated on and circling on was swept. Drawing the water from the stream my mother saw and wept. Oi! Daughter mine! Fears on my heart, ill liest thou on thy bed? For lo! Thy lovely malva flower is withered all and dead. Not one day was I lying sick, not one day, not 1 hour unfaithful was the man I wed, and I am in his power. A girl's song. What is the use of my black eyebrow, what is the use of my black eyes? My youth is nothing, my happiness flies. For every day my youth is going, lustreless eyes have come through tears, faded my eyebrows curve appears. O maidens all, I am sick at heart now like a bird that dies for lack of air. Why should I for my beauty care? Old folk song. O wild horses, where are ye running over the steppes? Where is she the maid with the lovers 3? Where is that wheat which bloomed with a white flower? Where is the maiden with beauty of black eyebrows? Where is the wheat, can I not reap it? Where is the damsel, can I not wed her? I had not come her gates within, nor sat me down her bread to break. I stood without on the threshold bare, she had poison ready in wheaten cake. On a Thursday morn the soldier came, on the Thursday noon the youth lay dead. On the Friday to the open grave before his bier his horse they led. Behind his corse his mother wept. The maiden's mother thus did chide, O daughter mine! What hast thou done? Was it through thee thy lover died? My mother dear, what was to do? My heart could find no other way. My soldier love had sweethearts too, so lies he cold upon this day. I would not have him, so he died, I would not have him, he sleeps sound. Nor shall she ever in this world hold him who lies in the damp ground. The daughter of the witch, variant, song in a play. Go not to the journey, sigh 55 Ritz, go not, I pray thee, to the dance, Ritz. For there await thee daughters of the witch. They burn the straw beneath the bubbling roots, they'll take your life just when their wish it suits. That one with black eyes most potent, which is she knows all roots that grow by river or by tree. She knows what each distills, and she loves you. With envious love she watches what you do. Sunday morn she dug the roots, Monday, cleaned them, Tuesday, brewed, Wednesday from her cup Ritz drank, on Thursday he lay dead, Friday comrades buried him. Greatly mourned the maidens all, comrades, much lamenting, cursed her who brought about his death, Ritz, was never one like thee. May the devil take the witch. On Saturday the old witch beat full sore her wicked daughter, crying o'er and o'er, why did you poison him? Did you not know what all the roots could tell you? Ere cock crow that he must die. O mother, speak not so, there are no scales for sorrow. Why did he make love to her, saying he loved but me? For this, O Ritz, your just reward I gave a dark house of 4 planks, a grave, a grave. Song of Vdova, the widow, o'er the steppes rode he, the Cossack, Vdova was dwelling there. Dobry den. Good day, poor widow, is all well? How dost thou fare? I but ask a drink of water. Widow, with thy husband fled, wilt thou give it for the asking? How knewest thou that he was dead? By thy garden I could tell it, sad and lonesome is the sight. And thy heart is ever grieving, tell me then, am I not right? In the garden of the widow Coreopsis blossoms not, never blooms a single flower in so desolate a spot. In the garden of the widow, yea, in truth the wild weeds grow. But her children they are tended, and a mother's love they know. The rain, oh the rain on her unploughed field! What should be the yield? Who is fain for Vdova to toil, on the weed-grown soil? With fine tears it is raining now. When one comes from the tomb Vdova shall plough. The two lovers, fragment, the wild wind blow it ever, the trees' high branches shaking. His letter cometh never, and my heart is breaking. O cruel wind, ever teasing. The man I'll soon be hating keeps writing without ceasing, how long my heart is waiting. Song the broken engagement between the two dark clouds, the moon comes out with light. A little higher than the moon there is a bird in flight. Oh weary are the wings the sky enshrouds. Wings that have tired too soon. Ah, woe is for the heart that loved, nor ever changed. That ever loved so true, what skies soe'er it ranged. But weary are the wings that must depart, wings that have tired of you. The distant sweetheart, high is the mountain top, but there's a lower peak. Far away lives my love, nearer a girl's to seek. Oxen and cows hath she, my love of far away, loveliness only holds, yet is she rich today. Linen all bleached and white lies in my neighbor's chest, but an eyebrow black counts more than all the rest. Fair maid so close to me, what leagues are we apart? Over the hills to thee I come, sweetheart. The enchantress my girl tricked me, but she's so nice, why should I mind? Mother, couldst thou a nicer find to be the wife of this thy son? Nay, there was never such a one. But she's such a little tease, my love, who's like red cranberries. The beauty of her eyebrows. Fain am I to tell you once again how like the clouds they seem to be. They make strange weakness steal o'er me, Her glances burn me, oh, the gold and red of sunset skies unrolled. Her scarlet lips of such allure. The torment I each day endure. Like plums all downy to the touch, ah, 'tis her lips I love so much. And yet her cheeks have havoc wrought, has she a witch's philtre sought? Don't fool me, little sweetheart, pray. As minnows in the water play, so would you slip and slide and turn, the while my heart must glow and burn. My heart has reached its utmost bounds, yet still that fire gnaws, surrounds. Then, if you love me, plague me not. You will not lose. See what you've got. But, if you love me not, my own, charm me until I too am stone. You'll lose if you don't love, I swear, but charm me, maybe I won't care. The Dying Soldier. The song has many variants. The introductory portion of this version was given me by a peasant woman while a young Ruthenian girl, whose brother was a soldier, said she had often heard him sing the words following: Brother, whence comest thou? From beyond Dunau? What heardest thou in Ukraine? Nothing have I heard, nothing have I seen, but horsemen on four sides. The Russians have covered the mountain. On that mountain a Turkish horse stands, on the horse sits a Turk's young son. In his right hand he holds a sword, from his left blood flows. On the rocky steeps a horse is standing, it is neighing aloud that love may succor, it is pawing the earth in woe and anguish. Beside the horse a soldier is lying, above them circles a huge bird flying. Beside the soldier his mother is crying. The flag was lost, why lose my life too? The men were falling, then why not fly? O mother mine, be not so sorry, I cannot bear to see you cry. They cut me to pieces, but did not kill me. My head in four, my heart in six. My white fingers they cut in pieces as if they were but wooden sticks, my body white, fine as seeds of poppy. I was sore wounded in my flight. O mother mine, be not so sorry to see your son in such a plight. Look for a carpenter, look for a doctor. The doctor cannot help me greatly, the carpenter a house will make me. This house no doors nor windows know it, but when from toil the workman goeth, he then on me a gift bestoweth. When all is lost and all is finished, my builder and my war goodbye, O mother mine, cease from your weeping, because your son is going to die. The orphan's wedding come out, dear young Melanenka, look about and on each hand, lest perchance your father stand on some doorstep, Melanenka. Oh, I know that I have no father. I will send a crow to some far off land to bring me news of my distant kin, and into the ground, yea, deep within, I will send Zuzula for my dear father. The crow brings news from his long flight, your kinsfolk come with much delight. Zuzula flies and tidings brings, your father may not come, it sings. The cold earth, like a heavy door has closed. It may not open more. Of windows, like the shining sun, alas, alas, it has not one through which your father's eyes might see how fair his orphan child should be. My father dear, my falcon 56 stands before the Lord, and earnestly he prays, O God, from heaven to earth now may I go, my child to see. O humble soul, they have no need for such as thee. Her maidens there, faithful attendants, wait her will, arrange the wreath on her bright hair, heaping her dowry very high, they'll seat thy daughter as a queen, they'll robe her as a lady fair. Moonlight 57 light o' the moon, shine out, round as the wheel of a mill. Come out, sweetheart, its glory see, listen, the night is still. Then speak for a while to me. Ah, but I long to come, my love. See how I bend and yearn. But candles are still in those windows set, at a whisper heads will turn. Alas, they will part us yet. Mother, is thou? Nay, strike me not, make me not lame for I. Peace. Thou mayst bandage mine eyes tonight, and lead me the river nigh, but give me one moment's sight. For then I would have one fleeting glance, beautiful world, farewell. Earth, full of all that is loveliest, who shall my sad fate tell, flung on the river's breast? World, thou wert fair as all God's things be, but hardly my days went by, harder it is for me to go sad, oh sad to die, nor lived my joy to know. On the steps 2 fir trees old, their shrunken trunks uphold. And there stands a third between, splendid in its towering green. A young Cossack lies sick on the road, a young Cossack lies low. Spent he lies, and he fears that death waits beside for his last drawn breath. O my brothers, pray you run to let my mother know, to let my mother know. Let her come where the frontier lies to bury the Cossack, to bury the Cossack. O son of mine, she wailing cries, lo, ever thus the sinner dies. Thy stubborn heart that would not bend, such is thine end, such is thine end. And my grave, O mother dear, with stones thou lt heap it high, with stones thou lt heap it high. Plant at my head red cranberries, scarlet against the sky, scarlet against the sky. Upon the branches hang a bright red scarf, like flame, a scarf, like glowing flame. To show how Cossacks die, Ukraine shall know my fame, Ukraine shall know my fame. In the garden beside the water, in the garden beside the water, Berween oak will not grow. Nor will the maiden to the river go, the miller's daughter, her pails to fill. In the garden beside the water she spread to dry, one day, seeds of the fragrant, pungent caraway. The miller's daughter, she comes no more. In the garden beside the water a tree is bending down. The maiden, idle, in the sombre gown, the miller's daughter is troubled sore. In the garden beside the water she doth bemoan her fate. A man is standing by the garden gate. The miller's daughter hears his low laugh. Unrequited love, I have lost her, my loved one, my heart is nigh broken. As a mother her baby so loved I my darling, so would I have given my loved one, my heart. I sit by the window and think, would she wed me? If she knew all my passion as a mother her baby, so would she have loved me, and given her heart. Outside of her garden I wait for her coming, though cometh she never, alas, now I know it, she careth not for me and mocketh at love. The oak, spread wide thy fair branches, and flourish, my oak, for tomorrow, tomorrow all will be lost, tomorrow, tomorrow cometh the frost. Make ready, young Cossack, thine arms for the war, for tomorrow, tomorrow the soldier must go, tomorrow, tomorrow they march on the foe. Nay, I have no fear of the frost and its might, tomorrow, tomorrow, I stand in men's sight as queenly and fair, as green-leaved and bright. I am not afraid of the coming of dawn, though tomorrow, tomorrow will see us march on, tomorrow, tomorrow the Cossack is gone. Sprinkle the roads that the dust may not fly, cheer father and mother, friends, lest they may sigh. They have sprinkled the roads, but the dust hangs in clouds, they comfort the sad, but still sadness enshrouds. Before the Hromat of 58 the Cossack bows low, farewell, friends and foes, and all whom I know. Farewell. If perchance I have quarrelled with some, or if with my friends has a variance come, I have ended all strife and all quarrelling sore, because I return, O Hromata, no more. Night on the road, dark the road and lonely, a Cossack comes a-riding. Who is this he sees there? Just a girl in hiding. Look at me and fear not, don't run home to mother. Look. Am I not handsome? Was ever such another? But, my pretty lady, it's not you I'll marry, unless it be you bring me heaps of gold to carry. A maiden walks in shadow adown the road so lonely. She hears a sudden clatter. Ah, it's a Cossack only. Look at me, my brave one, black, black is my eyebrow. If thou couldst see this Halka, then surely thou wouldst sigh now. I haven't got a kopeck. Ah, how I love to tease thee. I'd never wed thee, Cossack, because thou dost not please me. Song of the Dance. This is sung to a tune almost identical with The Little Brown Jug. The rain is falling, falling fast, so swift it rushes down apace. Shush shush, it sounds in Channel's race. Who's going to take me home tonight? The Cossack who's been drinking deep seas at the dance. A lady smile. Oh fair one, stay a little while and I will see you home tonight. I beg you not to take me home because my husband is a bear. He'd beat me when I entered there, if you should see me home tonight. The music makes a noise like rain. The fiddlers play, the drum booms on. The Cossack waits. She has not gone all. No, he'll take her home tonight. Pigeons. The lovers by a river, swiftly flowing, perched Holubka and Holub. 59 lovers, how they kissed each other. Close embracing with their wings. Thou art my good luck, said she, I would give my life for thine. From the wood an eagle old sudden flew and killed Holub. Then he bore Holubka far over the swift rivers. Bore strewed before her golden wheat, sad, she mourned and would not eat. And she sang, Holub's not here, now he never will be here. 7 pairs of pigeons wait for thy choosing, foolish child, take the one thou wouldest have. Though there should be 24, never one like my true love. Song from an opera. Hard bloweth the wind, and the trees are bending, I weep, for my heart aches so, with a pain unending. My years pass in my woe, and so shall ever alone I mourn, my folk must see me never. For when none see the tears, and no one chideth, peace in my heart a moment then abideth. Else, those around me say with laughter scornful, she weeps. Oh well, what's that, she's always rather mournful. They do not know the cause for tears upwelling, ah, not to them in words the truth I'm telling. How lives the tree that in the sand is growing, when sun and dew no bounties are bestowing? How live I then, when in the day so weary my sweetheart comes not to my heart so dreary? The maid to her laggard lover, hesitate no more, beloved, weigh not gain and loss. I have crossed the rapid river 60, the Danube I shall cross. If much longer, my beloved, pondering, you wait, all your wheat in fields shall winter harvested too late. The tramp at the inn mud lies at the door of the inn, thatched is its roof with straw. Oh, it's a sin the money I've spent there, the sums untold, they might have topped the roof with solid gold. Hi, hi. The landlady and landlord, quarreling, stop as they hear the tramp begin to sing. Get up and fetch me supper soon. Nay, there's no bite nor sup for such a tune. Lie down, such legs can't bear you far. Head to the door, feet where the tables are. Then, ere he sleeps, he hears the landlord shout, oxen must drink, get up and take them out. He has no hat, so no hat may he don, he wears no boots, for they have long since gone. 3 hours before the dawn, unwashen, cold, he sees a dark cloud gather, fold on fold. And soon the rain in pelting drops descends upon the wretch who has no home nor friends. He looks upon his bare feet, and, with tears, mother, he cries, behold the toll of years. Why was I born, or why didst thou not shrink from giving me my will freedom to drink? One only son hadst thou, whom men call tramp, doubtless a vagabond and worthless scamp. When thou didst carry me on river bank, why didst thou not see to it that I sank? Little Petrus, from the opera Nataka Poltavka, by Ivan Kotlarevsky. Petrus I love so well, but I'm afraid to tell. Oh, the trouble he gives, the little Petrus, fair-skinned, with black mustache. My mother knows. I wonder how that I'm in love with Petrus now. Oh, the trouble he gives, etc. My mother beat me, you must know, because I love my Petrus so. Although, my mother, you strike me, Petrus will soon be mine, you'll see. If my Petrus is not in sight before a wind, I bow down quite. But if his eyes in mine should glance with arms akimbo, watch me dance. How I have cooked! I love to bake for dear Petrus delicious cake. Alas, he comes not. What a loss was all my cooking. There across the street comes tiresome Hritz instead to eat my lovely cake and bread. Oh, the trouble he gives, the little Petrus, fair-skinned, with black mustache. Songs of the poppy harvest. I how like to the poppy seed is this world, it blossoms today. Tomorrow a stormy tempest blows and the flower has vanished away. Oh, sad for the forests and willow trees that hark to the nightingales, oh, woe for the house of the widow young when the voice of her husband fails. Oh, sad for the forests and willow trees when no nightingales awake the rest of the little singing birds as the rays of the morning break. And sadder still is the quiet house where the lonely widow sleeps, where the little children none shall rouse since the grave their father keeps. Too how sad, oh my mother, how sad to think of the roses blown by the wind and the petals all swept away. How sad, oh my mother, how sad for the war horse in battle array. But sadder my heart for the soldier young who must go for those 3 long years, must go at the call of his king. Ballad, here is a hill, and there is a hill. And between them shines a bright, bright star. What I thought a star my sweetheart was, she for water went and I followed her as I would seek a star in the sky. My fine grey horse with me I took. My sweetheart dear, now what woke thee in the early dawn? Nay, no one woke. When I arose in the first starlight I bathed my face. With the second stars I went to the well. Oh my dear sweetheart, wilt water my horse? I will not water thy thirsty horse, because I fear, for I am not thine. If thine I were, from the bubbling spring and with new pails I would quench the thirst of horses twain. Oh dear my love, sit now with me on my fine grey horse. Homeward we'll go. 4 splendid rooms in my home have I. The 5th one, love, waits but for thee. It is lighted up for us 2 alone. When they went through the town none saw them go, when they went on the steps the fine grey horse took bit in mouth, plunged in the stream and its rider slew. O love of mine, lean close, till he bring you safe to the farther shore. Look now, I drown while yet so young. Goodbye, sweetheart, goodbye, goodbye. Heed not strange men who'd speak with thee, for thou art young, alas, so young. Girl o' mine, variant, girl o' mine, give my horse a drink. Not yet am I your wife. Were that my lot in life, my widras 61 from the spring cold water then would bring. Girl o' mine, get up behind this horse. Ride we at swiftest gait. Rooms in my house await. The guest room, oh so fine, shall couch this girl o' mine. Girl o' mine, my horse needs better guard. Ah, but the road is hard, the dew's on the grass yet, my bare feet would get wet. My coat around your feet shall keep them warm, my sweet. And when God wills, I'll buy new shoon to keep them dry. Nay, buy no shoes for me, your own might better be. There's one likes my feet bare, now run and catch your mare. Yakami old folk song. Yesterday between the even and the cock crow went Yakami, softly went he to the widow, none was there to see. Welcoming, she held in greeting both his hands. How comest thou, sweetheart? It is time, my heart, my lover, go now, slay thy wife. To his wife then crept Yakami, but he found no heart to strike her. You were married at the altar, pretty little bird. With entreating words she pleaded, begging him to leave her living. She was married at the altar, so the widow heard. She looked pretty as a swallow, my true wife, my Schlubness Hinka, she doth beg so hard for life now, how am I to kill? Hearken not to her, Yakimi, listen not, young Yakimenko, take a sword and go behind her, and behead her swift. So he stole behind and slew her. Then he whispered to the widow, how to slay her you have shown me, but the deed to hide. Make a fire in the oven, block the flue up very tightly, so the smoke will not ascend there, she was crazy, say. Later leave her in the forest, say that she in foolish dreaming lit a fire to warm herself by, perished in the flame. Listening, Yakimi's neighbor heard his baby crying, where's your wife, oh young Yakimi, that your child cries so? She just went now to the forest to her sister for a visit, she forgot her little baby, she forgot her child. Topmost on a forest nut tree was the little cuckoo calling, they take away the young Yakimi, fetters on his hands. At a little inn they rested. Yakim drank to drown his sorrow, through the widow, cursed widow, I have lost my wife. An old folk song grass rustling in the breeze, and on the hill a soldier lying. His horse stands by the dying, earth to its very knees. Nay, faithful one, stay not to see if I grow stronger, tarry thou now no longer but see thou art not caught. The steps wait for thy feet, then swiftly homeward hie thee, let them not come anigh thee, harvesters in the wheat. Those raking would betray. So, shod with silence going, thou shalt pass these unknowing upon thy homeward way. Haste through the village street. Thou bearest naught of gladness. Like orphan in his sadness nay to the folk who greet. And at my mother's gates the wild bars fall asunder, my mother comes in wonder and for thy words she waits. Bay horse, where is my son? By thee lies he then drowned there? Trampled upon the ground there? Bay horse, what hast thou done? Thy son was ever brave, but cease now from thy weeping, o'er earth and water leaping thy son I tried to save. I would have saved his life. For this, thy son has tarried, a princess has he married the green turf ta'en to wife. Ballad playing on the flute was Ivan, walking by Dunau. And Polazka, drawing water, smiled at him on high. Ivan, Ivan, my heart's lover. Come down, drink with me. Cider of the apple sparkling and wine I'll give to thee. Down came he she on her threshold offered poisoned cake, jelly of the cranberry, venom of the snake. Came his mother from her sweeping as in bed he lay, nay, arise now, my son Ivan, wheat's to cut today. Lift my head I cannot, mother, it is aching so. Pray thee, dear my mother, wilt thou to my comrades go? Tell them swift to come anigh me. Hasten, mother. Say, come, if ye would see my Ivan on his life's last day. Like fine rain their tears were falling when his fate they knew. Ivan, did Polazka slay thee, Ivan, tell us true. Mother, mother, dear my mother, haste thee now away. Tell Polazka look on Ivan on his life's last day. Then his sweetheart entered softly heard Ivan's demand, O Polazka, didst thou slay me? Was 't thy mother's hand? Neither I nor yet my mother slew thee, laid thee low. Why didst thou for draught of water to my neighbor go? The Kalina old folk song was I not once the red cranberry by the river flowing? My father's only child was I in his house growing. But they plucked the boughs of the Kalina, they made great bunches such is my fortune O unhappy fortune. But on a day they married me, as I was bidden I married and, my blinded eyes forever hidden, the world grew dark upon that morning such is my fortune, O unhappy fortune. Is there no river that I may drown in? Was there none other than he, the youth to whom they wed me, father and mother? Rivers a plenty can be found here but dry the bed now, and youths, brave, gallant youths, are countless, but they are dead now. An old folk song: as the cherry glows in the garden, so she, the loved one, grows, so I my love caress. There's a gossiping tongue in the houses, the women among, for the dance she will not dress. O love adored, I must leave thee safe in the care of the Lord, but a long way I must roam. Expect me, sweetheart, for a visit when grass shall start on the threshold of thy home. Green grass has swayed on my threshold, silken grass begins to fade. For my love I wait, a dove calls now in the garden from the withered bough stuck in the ground by the gate. Oi 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 oi, she is cooing, he comes no more a wooing. In the fields grows the rye, in the fields grows the rye, rye that is green, tell me, my lover, how livest thou, when never my face is seen? Out in the fields, down beaten, rye lies upon its face, so do I live without thee, the good Lord giving his grace. On the crest of the hill is the rye, cut high on its blooming stem, down below is a well where the horses drink water drawn for them. With thy breath the water is blown, pray why dost thou not drink? Of what, O young black-browed girl, of what now dost thou think? I think and I think all day, I wonder if I shall wed. Nay, surely this may not be, the black-browed maiden said. For who would marry me? No oxen nor kine have I, black brows, blue eyes, such wealth what lover would satisfy? Fret not thyself, sweetheart, some one will come to woo, caring naught for gold or kine, caring all for eyes of blue. An old ballad. Mila 62. Farewell, for I must go. How you shall grieve full well I know. My lover, nay, be sure my heart will not be sad when you depart. I mount one hill, another's set for you to climb, thus I forget. When behind my love closed the new gate, I could not work, nor sleep, nor wait. When my soldier passed the willows thick with tears, my eyes were blinded quick. As he neared the hill she fainting lay, cold water laved her brow that day. The iron gate as he passed by in a coffin knew his love did lie. 4 steeds a gallop, young soldier, haste. The death bell tolls for your love so chaste. Nay, let it ring and bury her deep, for she was not sorry, she would not weep. The soldier young has her threshold gained, ah, heavy the tears his eyes down rained. O little white feet so dear to me, how have they bound ye thus straitly? In Ukraina when I went to the war, they walked with me so very far. Your dear white hands tight clasped remain. They rested in mine when I marched to Ukraine. Oh you dear thin lips so closely sealed. How you talked to me, and love revealed. Oh my dear red cheeks how pale they lie. They bloomed like the rose when to war went I. Those dear black eyes that darkened me, when I went to Ukraine, how they looked at me. Kazut ludi, show yalika, they may jeer and call me Likho. 63 I am Vasilika. In the fields I've long been toiling, rest I now must seek. O. In the fields I've long been toiling, rest I now must seek. O. Vasilika, evil's coming. Wasil runs to thwack you. Not a soul is here to rescue, not a one to back you. Not a one is here to rescue, not a soul to back you. By Dunau 64 waters so quietly, so gently the Dunau's waters flow. A maiden combs her hair, and sees reflected far below a wealth of silken tresses the breeze blows to and fro. So quietly, so gently the loose hair drifts adown, float there, she cries, float onward through vale and busy town, but wait for me a moment, wait, ere I leap to drown. You know the veiling willow upon the river brim? Wait there and my sore heart shall come to tell the tale of him. No end there is to Dunau, no eyes for me shall dim. The widow's son was handsome, he loved me, as I thought, and look upon the misery his laughing eyes have wrought. Ah, do now. Didst thou know it then know that he loved me not? Oh, cruel is my lover, Ivan, the widow's son. He rode away, and whispered, farewell, my little one. The day was bright and fair, my dear, but now the day is done. Oh, sit beside the river, or watch me from the wall. I'll wear the wedding flower some day in banquet hall, and you can wear, all somberly, a thick enfolding shawl. So quietly, so gently the Dunau's waters flow. I was born in a fated hour. They say I am lucky, that cares I've none, yet never was there so unlucky a one. 'Twill be always the same, while I draw my breath, from the hour of my birth to the day of my death. O Dame Misfortune, I'm in your power, because I was born in a fated hour. The spring so pretty, she presents springs, but not for me are her gracious things. My days go on, and my years fly past, and I never was happy, from first to last. O Dame Misfortune, I'm in your power, because I was born in a fated hour. I do not count my earliest years, though doubtless they had their fill of tears. O future days! If you wretched be, come short of the span allotted to me. Mother of mine, when you bathed 65 in flowers your baby child, of a few short hours, the while the shower of blossoms broke, why did not you let the petals choke? Mother of mine, did you kneel and pray in cloister dim, when a babe I lay, that all misfortune should depart from the little child held to your heart? I bore you there, and I knelt and prayed. Alas, that blessing has been stayed. Ill luck has come, in spite of all. Then take from God what may befall. The song of the visits I liked a girl too much, too much. She asked me to come and see her sometime. So I went to see her upon a Monday. I did not find my girl at home. She was in the garden weeding Berween oak. Aha! I thought, she is not at home, my little sweetheart is not at home. When I went to see her upon the Tuesday I did not find my girl at home. She was clearing the pea vines in the garden. Aha! I thought, she is not at home. Nadarizika Devchina 66 is not at home. When I came to see her upon the Wednesday I did not find my girl at home. She was out in the pastures herding cattle. Aha! I thought, she is not at home, my sweet little Rose is not at home. When I came to see her upon the Thursday I did not find my girl at home. So I thought I was lost, I would not get her. When I came to see her upon the Friday she was weeding still in the garden bed. Aha! I thought, she is not at home, my rosy cheeks is not at home. Saturday came and found me calling. When the door was opened they told me this, she finishes all her work of cleaning. And I thought, may I never see her again. When I came to see her upon the Sunday I got her that time, you may be sure. She was sitting there at the dinner table. I said, I have you, Nadarizika Devchina, the first time for you, the last for me. Wasilki 67 Song of the Dance. Oh, they said, the evil talkers, I, a maid, should never Wednesday. I saw Wasil in the orchard, the green boughs above his head. Refrain. They are mine, the blue Wasilki, and Wasil, he comes closer. The reason why I like him so, the devil's father knows, sir. There's a dam near the river, my Wasilko's gone from sight. I call him, he does not answer, may he spend in health the night. Refrain. Kneading bread and bringing calves home. Where, Wasilko, art thou? Where? Laughing now above the oven, my Wasilko's lying there. Refrain. Sleeveless shirt for my Wasilko I will sew while bread I bake. For my lad, my own Wasilko, see the lovely shirt I make. Refrain. They are mine, the blue way silky, my Wasil, he comes closer. The reason why I like him so, the devil's father knows, sir. Kalina the cranberry Shevchenko my daughter. Why dost thou visit the grave hill? Why weepest thou, where goest thou? Like a grey dove at night thou moanest. It is nothing, my mother, nothing. And she went to the hill again, while, weeping, the mother waited. That is not Herbo Dreams 68 blooming at night on the grave, a betrothed maiden Kalina plants, waters it with her tears, beseeching heaven, O God, send rain at night, abundant dew, so that Kalina may bud forth. Perhaps my lover from the other world will come. Lo, there I'll make a nest and I myself shall fly to it, and we shall sing together on the bough. Yeah, we shall weep and sing and murmur low together, we shall in the dawning wing our flight to other worlds. And the Kalina grew, spreading forth branches green. 3 years she visited the grave, the 4th year dawned. That is not Herbo Dreams that blooms at night. It is a weeping girl who to Kalina speaks, O my Kalina, broad and tall, watered before the sunset, nay, but broad tear rivers drenched thy roots. And to these rivers coward talk, whispering, would give ill fame. My girl companions look askance at me and they neglect Kalina. Deck now my head, wash it with dew. Cover me from the sun with thy broad branches shielding. Then they will find me, bury me. Mocking at me, and thy broad branches children will tear off. At sundown in Kalina's leaves a bird was singing. Under the bush a young girl lies, she sleeps, nor will arise. Tired, the youthful one. She rests forever. The sun rose over the hill, rose the folk joyfully from happy slumbers. But all the long night through a mother slept not. Weeping, she could see the vacant place at table, lone in the dusk, and she wept bitterly. Other poems, thoughts from a prison terrace. Shevchenko, the sun sets, mountains fade into the darkness, the bird's note is stilled. The fields grow silent, for the peasant now rejoicing, dreams of rest. And I look with desire, longing desire to an orchard dark, the orchard of Ukraine. And I pour forth my thoughts as though my heart were resting. Fields, forest, mountains, darkening still, and in the shadowy blue appears a star. O star! My star! And the tears fall. Hast thou then also risen in Ukraine? Not for the people and not for the praise these verses now are written. Nay, I write but for myself, my brothers, for heart's ease. Lo, from beyond the Dnieper, as from far away the words flow in and spread the paper o'er, laughing and crying as the children do, they gladden my poor soul, uncomforted, raw, inconsolable. I joy in them, with them would always stay. They are my own. As a rich father loves his little ones, so am I glad and merry with my own. Yea, I rejoice, and the good God I praise, that he lets not my children fall asleep in this so far off land, but says, run home, and tell the others in the dear Ukraine how bitter 'twas to live in such a world. Topolia the poplar. Shevchenko, the wind blows through the oaks in the wood, it dances through the fields. Beside the high road it uproots Topolia, and fells her to the ground. Why has she a slim, tall trunk? Why are her broad leaves green? The field around is blue, and wide as the sea. When the chamak passes he looks and bows his head. Chaban, the shepherd, in the dawn, his pipe plays on the hill, he looks around. Sorrow is in his heart, no shrub is near, only a poplar lone, lone as an orphan stands, fades in an alien land. Who nurtured this slender and yielding body to languish on the steppes? Wait, maidens, I will tell yet. Listen, with a Cossack a maiden fell in love, loved him, but held him not. He departed and perished. If she had known that he would leave her she would not have loved him, if she had known that he would die she would not have let him go, if she had known, she would not have gone for water late at even, she would not have lingered with her sweetheart under the willow tree if she had known. But it is dangerous to know the future, what misfortune will meet us, maidens, seek not to know, ask not of your fate. The heart knows whom to love. Let it wither, little by little, until it is buried, because not for long are the bright eyes of the black-browed girl. Girls, oh girls! Not for long the rosy cheeks. Only till noon, then they will fade, will shrivel, the black brows will grow pale. Girls! Love yet, or like as your heart says. The nightingale is trilling in the wood, on the cranberry. Walking in the meadow the Cossack sings, he sings until Chernobrova 69 comes out of the hut, and he asks her, "Did your mother hurt you?" Close together they stand, they embrace, the nightingale sings, and, hearing it, they depart, joyful at heart. Nobody sees them, none will ask her, "Where wast thou, what didst thou do?" She herself knows. She loved, but her heart was sad with foreboding, all unspoken, untold. Abandoned, day and night she called, cooing like a mournful dove, but no one heard. The nightingale does not sing in the wood over the water, the black-browed girl sang of old under a willow tree, now she does not sing. As an orphan, she hates the white world. Without her sweetheart, like an alien, her mother, like a stranger, her father. Without her sweetheart the sun shines as an enemy loves. Without her lover all is a grave. And her heart beats on. 1 year passed, and another, the Cossack did not return. "I will not marry him, mother. I do not wish to live like a lady, lower me in a grave with those towels, 70 better to lie in a coffin than to see his face. O fortune teller, how long will I live in this world without my sweetheart? Granny Pigeon, my heart, Nunxa, tell me the truth, is my lover alive and in health? Does he love me, or forget and abandon me? Tell me, where is my lover? Art thou ready to fly to the end of the world, Granny Pigeon? Tell, if thou knowest, for my mother marries me to an old, rich man. But, O grey one, never will my heart cease loving that other. I would drown myself but so I might lose my soul. O my Tashka! 71 Do something, let me not go home. It is hard, hard for me there, at home, the old one waits with the marriage brokers. Tell me my fortune. So be it, daughter. Tarry a while, but do my will. Long ago I, too, was a marriageable maiden, I know that woe, but it has passed, and I have learned to help. I knew thy fortune, my dear daughter, 2 years ago. Then I prepared for thee that zilly on the shelf. Now take the magic herb, and to the clear spring go. Ere cock crow wash thy face, then drink this draught. Sorrow shall pass. Run to the grave, nor look thou back, someone behind may cry, but give no heed. Run to that spot where once thou saidst farewell, stay there until the moon is crescent in mid-sky, then drink again. If he come not, then drink once more. After the first draught thou wilt look the maid thou wast, after the second, a horse will stamp its foot. If then thy Cossack lives, be sure he'll come, but after the third draught, O daughter mine, ask not what shall befall. But hearken. Cross not thyself, else naught of this will be. Now go. And look upon thy beauty of last year. To go or not to go? No, I will not go home. She went and bathed herself, and drank the zilly wine, and she was changed, second and third time drank, and drowsiness was hers. She sang on the wide steps, float, float, O swan, upon the bluish sea. Grow tall, Topalia, reach higher, higher. Slender and tall, aspire up to the clouds. Ask God, will waiting then at all avail? Waiting for him, my mate? Grow, grow tall. Look out o'er the blue sea. Good luck and bad luck lie on either side. And there, somewhere, my lover roams the fields. I weep, my years pass by waiting for him. Say to him, O my heart, Topalia, that people laugh at me. Tell him that I shall die if he do not come soon. Mother herself wishes to bury me. Look far, Topalia, and, if he is not, weep with the dew at sundown, though none may no taller and taller grow, higher and higher. Float, float, O swan, upon the bluish sea. Such a song Chernobrova sang on the steppes. O zilly miracle, she is Topalia. She did not return home, she did not wait for him. There slim and tall she beckons to the clouds. The wind blows through the oaks in the wood, it dances through the fields. Beside the high road it uproots Topalia, and fells her to the ground. Song from exile Rudensky blow, O wind, unto my Ukraine. For I left there a sweet maiden. Yeah, 2 dark brown eyes I left there blow, thou wind, from midnight onward. There in Ukraine lies a valley, in the valley there's a kuta, in the hut there dwells a maiden, little maiden, wild she pigeon. There, O wind, hush and be silent. Rest above her face in quiet, bow above her rosy face, thou, look, is she, my sweetheart, sleeping? Or is she awake, my pigeon? If she sleeps not, set her dreaming of the one she loved, her dearest, whom she swore she would forget not. But, O wind, if she forget me, if she have another wooer, die away in Ukraina, come not back to me in exile. And the wind blows on through Ukraine. My heart weeps, 'tis full of sorrows. And the wind fled into Ukraine, and it never turned backward. The ring Vorokievich, it is about a month since my loved one bade me goodbye, since he went away, and wept, and gave me the ring. If I do not return from war, but there lay my head, this ring shall remind you I of your true love. Early this morning the ring on my finger broke. Doubtless the raven croaks, perching upon his head. I will to the fortune teller, young am I, but sad, read me the sign of the ring. I fear that some evil comes. There is no good news here, this that you see means blood. O mother, my heart burns up. My heart burns like a fire. The world in her eyes turned black, and she fainted as quietly as a flower under a leaf droops in a blazing sun. In a village graveyard old there stands a cross of oak. Under it dreams a girl, she has dreamt this many a year. And her loved one from the war has never, never returned. In a far-off land, somewhere, he fell into dreamless sleep. Poems by Fedkovich 72. Where luck lies you, my brother, stayed at home, threshing out the beans. I hied me to Germany, seeking where my luck might be, league on league to roam. Under Bucowina's sky, even there I went, past the flinty Tyrol's bar, wandered till I reached a star. Wandering still am I. Ah, my brother, you did well threshing all the while. Luck that would not come to me, luck I went so far to see, in your beans it fell. The flute, the midnight fire flickers, the embers slowly dying, the father sits at the table, heavily, sadly thinking. The mother, too, sits quiet, sending swift prayers to heaven. Her heart is filled with grief, but she knows not words to tell it. The sisters finish their sewing by the light of the cajonets. The brother has sought a corner to pipe sad tunes on a flute. He plays on the flute of Ivan, Ivan who the emperor serves. Suddenly, with a heart cry, he stops his sad, sweet playing, Ivan, Ivan. It sounds not, thy famous tunes are silent. Where, oh where art thou living, and how doth my brother fare? Brushing away his tears he placed his flute near the rafters. Quietly leaving the room he went to sleep in the stable, that he might talk with the bay concerning Ivan, his brother. And on the hot sands of Italy, on the green grass lies a soldier, shot, awaiting death, alone, alone, as a leaf in desert lands. Only the moon is shining above him, proud Jerome's Highness 73 her buds flings outward. And he lies thinking, dreaming of his home, bidding goodbye to father, to mother, brother, and sisters, adieu, adieu, Katerina, with thine undying love, with thy so sweet affection. Adieu, my golden weapons, adieu, my bay in the stable that carried me to dances, that knew my heart's deep secrets. Then, low and faint in the distance there reached his ears, uncertain, the sound of sweet flute piping. It drifted into silence. The soldier's head has fallen, the stars have faded away. On Sunday in the village gather Ivan's companions. Brothers, come, let us play it, the famous flute of Ivan's. How vain were all their efforts, 'twas dumb as ever. And on the hot sands of Italy, under the boughs of Jerome's Haina, what does he dream, Ivan? Does he dream of the bay, or of Katerina? Two etchings I holy eve the bell rings, rings, rings. The whole city is ablaze with light, light dazzling as the heavens. Even in the barracks the echoes ring, although it is all dark and quiet within. One soldier alone stands in a ray of light, he leans against a pillar sadly, as if it were indeed his coffin. He raises tearful eyes to heaven, as though he would entreat the stars for him shine very brightly, gleam houses beautiful and merry. Why then a heart so faint and weary if there is naught to cause it anguish? How can I know? I dare not ask him. See how his brows are frowning ever, who knows the trouble of the soldier? 2 In church sad and quiet is the house of God, stillness holds all and is held there. Only the old priest reads prayers from a book, a lonely candle is dying fast. From the walls the statues of gold look down with a wondering stare. And on the stones, on the cold pavement, what do I see? A young, dead soldier resting in a coffin, no sister lamenting, nor mother fainting with grief, just a candle, dropping its wax-like tears, and the stare of the statues, and the priests saying prayers for the dead, a last kiss beseeching for the dead orphan, but none goes to kiss him. And no one will. The black cover is nailed on, the candle, melting, falls. No sister lamenting, nor mother fainting with grief. This is a soldier, an orphan then who should mourn? The recruit in the great emperor's courtyard, he stood at his post on the pavement. He washed his face and dried it as the duck her wings in water. He washed his face with his tears none saw or heard in the silence. He leaned his head on the bayonet and slept for a precious moment. In the great emperor's courtyard he slept on his sharp-tipped bayonet. He dreamt that he walked on a mountain, oh blue was the dream-like mountain, brushing his hair in ringlets. He walked on thinking, why does my mother write not, or can she still be living? He heard her answer softly, I would like, my son, to write you, but they made me a tomb so lofty that I may not rise from beneath it. Oh rise I cannot, my eagle. For deep below, on the bottom, they have covered my hands with earth clods, with earth that is lying heavy. In the great emperor's courtyard he would have dreamt still longer, but the bell on high St. Stephen's rang with a sudden clamour. He wiped his face from the misting, his bayonet wiped he dully, blood flows on the courtyard pavement from the soldier lying dead there. The handkerchief the sun was drowning in the ocean's brim red, red as blood, and in the crimson flood a young girl sewed a handkerchief with gold, embroidering in gold with stitches fine, like lilies white her cheeks will look tonight, like pure white lilies washed with tears. And as she sewed she pressed it to her heart. Then, weeping sore, she opened wide the door. Strong wind, my eagle, take this on your wings. Strong as the Donau ever onward flows, O wind so free, deliver this for me where now he serves, yeah, where the heart well knows. He in the Uhlans ranks is fighting now go, golden one, from sun to sun, float on the wind until that place you find. And, golden one, when you shall hear one call even as a dove, rest, for my loved one will be waiting here below. He has a bay horse, and his weapons are shining as gold. Wind, free and bold, fall to his heart, as the rose petals fall. If sleeping, wake him not and, oh my God. If slain he lie, for your goodbye, O golden one, cover his sweet dead face. Before Casandela look at the soldier's cavity 74 Mother, mother mine. Is it not red like blood to see, or is it like the cranberry? Knowest thou me? I know thee, I would always know my only son. Young as the cranberries that grow, bright as the reddest one. The cranberry in that deep wood, mother, mother mine. For me it does not bloom. High has my flower risen a tomb built for thy son. O mother, there it stands my mate. Tomorrow, mother mine, in silken grass and on green lawn so very early, in the dawn, I will bow low. To Hetman young myself I'll bow, young Hetman. Sir. Wilt bless me, the young Cossack. I'll bless thee, where the cannons black full loudly roar. There will I bless thee, O my son. My Hetman, Hetman mine. I follow, and I die, with thee, I follow, dying let me be. Mother, don't cry. To MD. You are a Hutzel 75 and I am a Hutzel the Serduk 76 both of us were, both born in the forest, both christened in the Churumsk 77 played hide and seek with the bear. We knew not where luck would lead if this road meant good luck, if that road meant bad luck, naught did we ever heed. To both good fortune came. She did not forget us, her bounty she gave us, to both of us just the same. Great lords she would have us be, to dwell in a palace, but she was drunken. Our luck was fuddled, you see. You are a Hutzel, and I am a Hutzel she placed her sheep neath the shears. That's how luck has served us, and pray who shall tell us just where the blame appears? Ukrainian national anthem, this anthem has several variants, one of these, seemingly the most popular, is chosen for the two stanzas here translated. She lives on, our Ukraina. Her freedom and glory let us hope that once more fortune may illumine her story. Like the dew before the sunshine our foes disappearing, we shall rule, oh, youthful brethren. Our land, nothing fearing. Chorus. Soul and body sacrificing for our freedom cherished, we shall show we are the sons of mighty Cossacks perished. Nailovako and Zalizniak and Trazilo falling urge us to our sacred duty, from the grave hills calling. Let us keep in our remembrance deaths of Cossacks nightly, for our youth, our splendid manhood, we would not spend lightly. Chorus. Soul and body sacrificing for our freedom cherished, we shall show we are descendants of great Cossacks perished. The Letchworth Temple Press England 1. These pagan songs are very hard to find uncorrupted. In an ancient Kolitka we find such words as these: in the forest under the oak tree seeds are planted, on the seeds youths and maidens are seated and they sing the song Keolati, fire burns under the cattle and an old man sharpens a knife to kill a goat. Ko means to, the young people sing a hymn to their beloved goddess Lada. The old man is a priest, sacrificing the offering, Krath. 2 Kupalo is the dragon Frost Muros, or Koshe, he died, and as snow water floated down the streams. Symbolically, the Ukrainians, on the day of Ivan Kupalo, throw his image into the water, and maidens fling garlands on the river and judge of their fortunes by the progress of the wreaths. The priests, being unable to rid the peasants' minds of Kupalo's day, adopted the simple expedient of bracketing him with the Christian Saint John, Ivan. The 24th of June, July 7th, is the latter's feast day, but the country folk call it still the day of the bathing of John. In the Ukraine on that day maidens sing special songs, and most engagements are or were celebrated on this feast. 3 trees ally, poisonous herbs. 4 the Duke, the husband-to-be. And during the same 3 days he is called a duke and she a duchess, although they be very poor persons. Anthony Jenkinson's Letters from Russia, 1557, as given by Hakluyt. 5 falcon, metaphor for a lover. 6 zuzela, the cuckoo. 7 as the rose in our love songs so in those of Ukraina does the cranberry or kalina bloom, the symbol of beauty. Maidens are always being compared to it, and one sings, would I were red as a cranberry, for then never was I sad, my lips and cheeks were scarlet, but now they are pale. The German story of the juniper tree finds its counterpart in the cranberry bush of the Ruthenians. A young girl was murdered, so runs the tale, and her relatives placed the kalina on her grave. From a branch of this her brother made a flute. Immediately a voice sighed, brother, play not so loud, do not bring sorrow to my heart. 8 Berween oak, evergreen marriage flower, periwinkle. Berween oak, so often mentioned in the folk songs in connection with marriage, sometimes it is placed on graves, is a creeping vine, green among the snows of winter. It is akin in meaning to the Polish myrt or myrtle. Little Berween oak, you creep low on the face of the earth, so, O Berween oak, may my lover ever stay as close, as near to me. On the 24th of June, when the passing of Kupalo, god of frost, was celebrated, the girls of southern Russia made wreaths of Berween oak and mallow and threw them into the streams. If a garland were sucked down beneath the waters, death was the omen, while if it floated, the maiden to whom it belonged would be wed within the year. 9 Kristchati, crossed, in allusion to its appearance. 10 This rich bread, ornamented with braiding and other decorations, is the chief feature at the wedding feast. 11 Pava, peahen. 12 Ruta, mint emblem of virginity. 13 Solo wi, nightingale. 14 Unmarried Ukrainian girls wear their back hair hanging in a long single plait, adorned with ribbons, and sometimes covered with flowers. This plait, called kosa, is a maiden's chief ornament, the cherished object of her care. Its unplaiting is the sign of the change which is coming upon her. The married women wear their hair in 2 plaits wound round the head and covered by a kerchief. 15 Pan, a noble. Pan Kanevsky is a type of the insolence of power in the days of feudalism in the Ukraine. Then great pans or lords had their harems as much as any Turk. This particular landlord who owned the town of Bohuslav is a semi-historical personage. Many incidents center round him. He is once said to have met an old woman picking up fallen wood in his domain. He ordered her to climb a tree and call cuckoo. When she did so, he fired at her and brought her to the ground. Another little habit of his was to stick a needle and thread in the lapel of his coat and ask each peasant whom he met, "Have you needle and thread?" i.e. the means to mend your clothes. If they said no, as of course they did, he proceeded to beat them soundly for being improvident creatures. 16 Pava, peahen. 17 Haspid, basilisk and haspid were serpents. 18 Chort, a swamp devil. 19 Mesyats, crescent, or month. 20 The hetman Mazeppa, who was himself a Kobzar, composed this song among others. The story goes that when he was an old man he visited an Ukrainian official, set in high places, named Kochubey. When he played on the kobza and sang of the ancient glories of the Ukraine, Kochubey's young daughter, like Desdemona, listened entranced, and finally asked him to marry her. He refused, saying that he was too old, but nevertheless she fled to him, bringing tragedy on her house. Ultimately she went insane, when Mazeppa took refuge with the Turks after the Battle of Poltava. 21 Chaika bird is the poetical name for the Ukraine. The plaintive cry of this bird Ki-hi makes the hearer feel that the Chaika, or mother, so devoted a parent, is full of woe. She is here compared to unhappy Ukraine. 22 The Tartars played the same part in Ukrainian history as the Indians in America. They established their kingdom in the Crimea and time after time invaded Ukraine, pillaging it, and selling the inhabitants in Turkish slave markets. Later, they intermarried largely with the Ukrainians. 23 Many legends center around the Cossack Bida, or Bigda, an Ukrainian prince, whose real name was Dmytro Vishnivitsky. He it was who established Sich, the ancient stronghold of the Cossacks. He became famous for his raids on the Turks. The verses above given were written of one of his most noted exploits, if tradition is to be believed. He was captured by the Turks. Told that he was to marry the Sultan's daughter, he emphatically declined the honor, saying that her religion was distasteful to him. Now on the walls of Constantinople there were huge iron hooks, and the Sultan commanded his soldiers to hang Bida from these by the ribs. By a ruse his servant came near him and managed to bring him a bow and arrow, as directed. When the Sultan came to see if he had had a change of heart, the prince raised his weapon and killed the Sultan, his wife, and his daughter. 24 Chaika bird, the poetical name of Ukraina. 25 Litva, Lithuania. 26 Taran bush, thorn. 27 Dibrova, oak forest. 28 Solomaka, flour mixed with water. Cossacks on the march traveled light and were content, nay proud, of the meager fare mentioned. 29 Yani Chars, slaves of the Turks. 30 Zaporozhians. At the mouth of the Dnieper River was an island called Hortitsa. Count Dmytro Vishnivitsky, Bida, placed there 2,000 Cossacks in a fortress to protect Ukraina from the invasion of the Tartars. Then this fortress called Sich became the refuge of every kind of outlaw from Poland and the Ukraine. Later a semi-monastic order of knights was organized to fight unbelievers. Time passed, and Sich became a military high school for Eastern Europe. The Cossacks fought to keep the Tartars in the Crimea and made raids on Turkey, with Constantinople as special objective. When the town Cossacks revolted against Poland, the Zaporozhian Cossacks joined them and their stronghold became the refuge of Ukrainian democracy. In 1775 Sich was destroyed by Catherine II. 31 i.e. his skin. 32 Kerchief. 33 In the Ukraine at the end of the 18th and beginning of the 19th century, the Oprishki, or outlaws of the Carpathians, and the robbers of the Ukraine, were so famed that in several instances they have become legendary heroes. History gives us three great outlaws: in the Poltava government, Harkusha, in Kiev, Karmeluk, and in the Carpathians, where the tongue of the Hutzels was spoken, Alexadobuj. These brigands were like our English Robin Hood, robbing only the rich and dividing the spoil among the poor. 34 Toper, Hutzel weapon, stick with iron barb, a battle axe. 35 Legionai, young, unmarried men. 36 Kuti and Kosiv, neighboring towns in the Carpathians. 37 Postali, moccasins. 38 Pavoloki, ribbons to wind round the legs. 39 Oprishki, outlaws in the Carpathians. 40 Horivka, whiskey. 41 Sopivka, a fife. 42 Chorts, little devils. 43 Kolomia, the capital of the county of Pocuti, in Galicia, where outlaws were executed. 44 When a girl becomes engaged, she binds on the head of her lover a handkerchief embroidered in gay colors by her own hands. 45 Unplaiting the hair, custom of a bride-to-be. 46 Jamaki, road merchants, traders in other lands. 47 Shinkarka, wife of the landlord. 48 Zapan, overcoat. 49 Zloty, 7 1/2 cents. 50 Mohila, Grave Hill. 51 Moldavia, Romania. 52 Pavna the Mallow. On the day of Kupalo, the old pagan god of the Ukraine, maidens thread the mallow flowers together and make a wreath which they throw on the water. If it floats, the damsel will be married; if it stops, she will not be wed that year; if swept under by the current, she will herself die. 53 Dunau, river. The age of the song can be determined, as in many other cases, by the use of this word. 54 It is the custom of Ukraina to cover its dead soldiers with a red silk kerchief. 55 Chernisai, evening party or assembly. 56 Falcon, beloved one. 57 In Bukovina it used to be too often the fate of the girl of 16 or thereabouts to be thrown to a lover of her mother's choice regardless of her own passion for another. Mothers in Austria are like stepmothers, said a Ruthenian girl to the writer in explanation of this poem. Many a young girl has drowned herself when she found that her dreams of happiness might not come true. 58 Hromada, the whole parish. 59 Holub, he pigeon. 60 The rapid river, river of youth. 61 Widra, pails. 62 Mila, dear one. 63 Verbatim, lika, femme. Of likho. The adjective likho has two opposite meanings, sometimes signifying what is evil, hurtful, malicious, sometimes what is bold, vigorous, and therefore to be admired. As a substantive, likho conveys the idea of something malevolent or unfortunate. But the peasantry also describe by likho an evil spirit, a sort of devil. When likho sleeps, awake it not is a Polish and South Russian proverb. Ralston. The music for this song is captivating and haunts one. The first two lines are slow, the rest of the measure being in quick, lively time. 64 Dunau, means literally any river. 65 Boy children bathed soon after birth in water in which Lubistok has been thrown will be lucky in love. 66 Naderazika Devchina, dearest girl. 67 Waysilki, hyssop. These flowers are used to wreath the candle held by the bride at her wedding. There is also here the idea of magic properties in the flowers which the maid, who wishes to marry her lover, has planted. This song has a lilting air. The first four lines are andantino, the refrain allegro. 68 The dream herb, a species of anemone, is in the Ukraine considered as something weird and uncanny. It is called suntrava, literally dream grass, and has a flower like a little bell. Maidens pluck it to place under their pillows in early spring, that they may dream of their lovers. But by the rest of the world it is regarded with awe and superstitious fears. 69 Chernobrava, black-browed girl. 70 Rushniki, long towels prepared by a mother for her daughter's dowry, in case of death used to lower the coffin. 71 Tashka, little bird. 72 The fables and songs told him as a child by an invalid sister first turned the thoughts of the Bukovinian poet, Fedkovich, towards poetry. He was born in 1834, his mother being an unlearned peasant, full of superstition. These songs, heard as a child, he wove into music when serving in the army, and to the unknown poet, his sister, is really due part of his fame, she having inspired him by her fancy. After living for some time in Czernowitz and Moldavia, the boy of 18 joined the Austrian army and 7 years later was made an officer, taking part in the Italian wars of 1859, when the Austrians opposed the French. On his return to Bukovina, Fetković found that his writings had a wide popularity, and he soon made the acquaintance of some well-known patriots who encouraged him to write in Ruthenian, for up till then he had been composing in German. In 1861 his first 16 poems were printed in Ruthenian, and a year later a larger edition of his works was published. In 1872 he moved to Lemberg, but city life palled on him and he ended his days in the free country life of Bukovina, dying in 1888. His work is marked by great lyrical beauty. 73 Cherums Heine, Bercheri. 74 Kabaddi, Uniform. 75 Hutzel, Ruthenian Highlander. 76 Serduk, Short Jacket. 77 or Schermash. Transcribers' notes silently corrected palpable typographical errors, retained non-standard spellings and dialect. Reindexed footnotes using numbers and collected together at the end of the last chapter. The music files are the music transcriber's interpretation of the printed notation and are placed in the public domain. In the original score, the tenor part is shown as a regular treble clef, and is understood to be sang an octave lower. To achieve the same results in modern music notation, the octave treble clef with the number 8 printed below is known as the vocal tenor clef. It plays the music an octave lower. End of the Project Gutenberg ebook Songs of Ukraina, with Ruthenian poems. Updated editions will replace the previous one. The old editions will be renamed. Creating the works from print editions not protected by U.S. copyright law means that no one owns a United States copyright in these works, so the Foundation, and you, can copy and distribute it in the United States without permission and without paying copyright royalties. Special rules, set forth in the general terms of use part of this license, apply to copying and distributing Project Gutenberg trademark electronic works to protect the Project Gutenberg trademark concept and trademark. Project Gutenberg is a registered trademark, and may not be used if you charge for an ebook, except by following the terms of the trademark license, including paying royalties for use of the Project Gutenberg trademark. If you do not charge anything for copies of this ebook, complying with the trademark license is very easy. You may use this ebook for nearly any purpose, such as creation of derivative works, reports, performances, and research. Project Gutenberg ebooks may be modified and printed and given away. You may do practically anything in the United States with ebooks not protected by U.S. copyright law. Redistribution is subject to the trademark license, especially commercial redistribution. Start, full license. The full Project Gutenberg license. Please read this before you distribute or use this work to protect the Project Gutenberg trademark mission of promoting the free distribution of electronic works, by using or distributing this work, or any other work associated in any way with the phrase Project Gutenberg. You agree to comply with all the terms of the full Project Gutenberg trademark license available with this file or online at www.gutenberg.org/license. Section 1. General Terms of Use and Redistributing Project Gutenberg Trademark Electronic Works 1.a. By reading or using any part of this Project Gutenberg trademark electronic work, you indicate that you have read, understand, agree to and accept all the terms of this license and intellectual property, trademark/copyright, agreement. If you do not agree to abide by all the terms of this agreement, you must cease using and return or destroy all copies of Project Gutenberg trademark electronic works in your possession. If you paid a fee for obtaining a copy of or access to a Project Gutenberg trademark electronic work and you do not agree to be bound by the terms of this agreement, you may obtain a refund from the person or entity to whom you paid the fee as set forth in paragraph 1.e.8. 1.b Project Gutenberg is a registered trademark. It may only be used on or associated in any way with an electronic work by people who agree to be bound by the terms of this agreement. There are a few things that you can do with most Project Gutenberg trademark electronic works even without complying with the full terms of this agreement. See paragraph 1.c below. There are a lot of things you can do with Project Gutenberg trademark electronic works if you follow the terms of this agreement and help preserve free future access to Project Gutenberg trademark electronic works. See paragraph 1.e below. 1.c. The Project Gutenberg Literary Archive Foundation, the Foundation or PGLOF, owns a compilation copyright in the collection of Project Gutenberg trademark electronic works. Nearly all the individual works in the collection are in the public domain in the United States. If an individual work is unprotected by copyright law in the United States and you are located in the United States, we do not claim a right to prevent you from copying, distributing, performing, displaying, or creating derivative works based on the work as long as all references to Project Gutenberg are removed. Of course, we hope that you will support the Project Gutenberg trademark mission of promoting free access to electronic works by freely sharing Project Gutenberg trademark works in compliance with the terms of this agreement for keeping the Project Gutenberg trademark name associated with the work. You can easily comply with the terms of this agreement by keeping this work in the same format with its attached full Project Gutenberg trademark license when you share it without charge with others. 1.d. The copyright laws of the place where you are located also govern what you can do with this work. Copyright laws in most countries are in a constant state of change. If you are outside the United States, check the laws of your country in addition to the terms of this agreement before downloading, copying, displaying, performing, distributing or creating derivative works based on this work or any other Project Gutenberg trademark work. The Foundation makes no representations concerning the copyright status of any work in any country other than the United States. 1.e Unless you have removed all references to Project Gutenberg, 1.e.1. The following sentence, with active links to, or other immediate access to, the full Project Gutenberg trademark license must appear prominently whenever any copy of a Project Gutenberg trademark work, any work on which the phrase Project Gutenberg appears, or with which the phrase Project Gutenberg is associated, is accessed, displayed, performed, viewed, copied or distributed. This ebook is for the use of anyone anywhere in the United States and most other parts of the world at no cost and with almost no restrictions whatsoever. You may copy it, give it away or reuse it under the terms of the Project Gutenberg license included with this ebook or online at www.gutenberg.org. If you are not located in the United States, you will have to check the laws of the country where you are located before using this ebook. 1.e.2. If an individual Project Gutenberg trademark electronic work is derived from texts not protected by U.S. copyright law, does not contain a notice indicating that it is posted with permission of the copyright holder, the work can be copied and distributed to anyone in the United States without paying any fees or charges. If you are redistributing or providing access to a work with the phrase Project Gutenberg associated with or appearing on the work, you must comply either with the requirements of paragraphs 1.e.1 through 1.e.7 or obtain permission for the use of the work and the Project Gutenberg trademark as set forth in paragraphs 1.e.8 or 1.e.9. 1.e.3. If an individual Project Gutenberg trademark electronic work is posted with the permission of the copyright holder, your use and distribution must comply with both paragraphs 1.e.1 through 1.e.7 and any additional terms imposed by the copyright holder. Additional terms will be linked to the Project Gutenberg trademark license for all works posted with the permission of the copyright holder found at the beginning of this work. 1.e.4 Do not unlink or detach or remove the full Project Gutenberg trademark license terms from this work, or any files containing a part of this work or any other work associated with Project Gutenberg trademark. 1.e.5 Do not copy, display, perform, distribute or redistribute this electronic work, or any part of this electronic work, without prominently displaying the sentence set forth in paragraph 1.e.1 with active links or immediate access to the full terms of the Project Gutenberg trademark license. 1.e.6 You may convert to and distribute this work in any binary, compressed, marked up, non-proprietary or proprietary form, including any word processing or hypertext form. However, if you provide access to or distribute copies of a Project Gutenberg trademark work in a format other than plain vanilla ASCII or other format used in the official version posted on the official Project Gutenberg trademark website, www.gutenberg.org, you must, at no additional cost, fee, or expense to the user, provide a copy, a means of exporting a copy, or a means of obtaining a copy upon request, of the work in its original plain vanilla ASCII or other form. Any alternate format must include the full Project Gutenberg trademark license as specified in paragraph 1.e.1. 1.e.7 Do not charge a fee for access to, viewing, displaying, performing, copying or distributing any Project Gutenberg trademark works unless you comply with paragraph 1.e.8 or 1.e.9. 1.e.8 You may charge a reasonable fee for copies of or providing access to or distributing Project Gutenberg trademark electronic works provided that, you pay a royalty fee of 20% of the gross profits you derive from the use of Project Gutenberg trademark works calculated using the method you already use to calculate your applicable taxes. The fee is owed to the owner of the Project Gutenberg trademark, but he has agreed to donate royalties under this paragraph to the Project Gutenberg Literary Archive Foundation. Royalty payments must be paid within 60 days following each date on which you prepare, or are legally required to prepare, your periodic tax returns. Royalty payments should be clearly marked as such and sent to the Project Gutenberg Literary Archive Foundation at the address specified in Section 4, Information about donations to the Project Gutenberg Literary Archive Foundation. You provide a full refund of any money paid by a user who notifies you in writing, or by email, within 30 days of receipt that he does not agree to the terms of the full Project Gutenberg trademark license. You must require such a user to return or destroy all copies of the works possessed in a physical medium and discontinue all use of and all access to other copies of Project Gutenberg trademark works. You provide, in accordance with paragraph 1.f.3, a full refund of any money paid for a work or a replacement copy, if a defect in the electronic work is discovered and reported to you within 90 days of receipt of the work. You comply with all other terms of this agreement for free distribution of Project Gutenberg trademark works. 1.e.9 If you wish to charge a fee or distribute a Project Gutenberg trademark electronic work or group of works on different terms than are set forth in this agreement, you must obtain permission in writing from the Project Gutenberg Literary Archive Foundation, the manager of the Project Gutenberg trademark. Contact the Foundation as set forth in Section 3 below. 1.f.1.f.1 Project Gutenberg volunteers and employees expend considerable effort to identify, do copyright research on, transcribe and proofread works not protected by U.S. copyright law in creating the Project Gutenberg trademark collection. Despite these efforts, Project Gutenberg trademark electronic works, and the medium on which they may be stored, may contain defects, such as, but not limited to, incomplete, inaccurate or corrupt data, transcription errors, a copyright or other intellectual property infringement, a defective or damaged disk or other medium, a computer virus, or computer codes that damage or cannot be read by your equipment. 1.f.2 Limited warranty, disclaimer of damages, except for the right of replacement or refund described in paragraph 1.f.3, the Project Gutenberg Literary Archive Foundation, the owner of the Project Gutenberg trademark, and any other party distributing a Project Gutenberg trademark electronic work under this agreement, disclaim all liability to you for damages, costs, and expenses, including legal fees. You agree that you have no remedies for negligence, strict liability, breach of warranty or breach of contract except those provided in paragraph 1.f.3. You agree that the foundation, the trademark owner, and any distributor under this agreement will not be liable to you for actual, direct, indirect, consequential, punitive, or incidental damages even if you give notice of the possibility of such damage. 1.f.3 Limited right of replacement or refund. If you discover a defect in this electronic work within 90 days of receiving it, you can receive a refund of the money, if any, you paid for it by sending a written explanation to the person you received the work from. If you received the work on a physical medium, you must return the medium with your written explanation. The person or entity that provided you with the defective work may elect to provide a replacement copy in lieu of a refund. If you received the work electronically, the person or entity providing it to you may choose to give you a second opportunity to receive the work electronically in lieu of a refund. If the second copy is also defective, you may demand a refund in writing without further opportunities to fix the problem. 1.f.4 Except for the limited right of replacement or refund set forth in paragraph 1.f.3, this work is provided to you as is, with no other warranties of any kind, express or implied, including but not limited to warranties of merchantability or fitness for any purpose. 1.f.5 Some states do not allow disclaimers of certain implied warranties or the exclusion or limitation of certain types of damages. If any disclaimer or limitation set forth in this agreement violates the law of the state applicable to this agreement, the agreement shall be interpreted to make the maximum disclaimer or limitation permitted by the applicable state law. The invalidity or unenforceability of any provision of this agreement shall not void the remaining provisions. 1.f.6 Indemnity. You agree to indemnify and hold the foundation, the trademark owner, any agent or employee of the foundation, anyone providing copies of Project Gutenberg trademark electronic works in accordance with this agreement, and any volunteers associated with the production, promotion, and distribution of Project Gutenberg trademark electronic works, harmless from all liability, costs, and expenses, including legal fees, that arise directly or indirectly from any of the following which you do or cause to occur. A. Distribution of this or any Project Gutenberg trademark work. B. Alteration, modification, or additions or deletions to any Project Gutenberg trademark work, and C. Any defect you cause. Section 2. Information about the mission of Project Gutenberg trademark. Project Gutenberg trademark is synonymous with the free distribution of electronic works in formats readable by the widest variety of computers including obsolete, old, middle-aged, and new computers. It exists because of the efforts of hundreds of volunteers and donations from people in all walks of life. Volunteers and financial support to provide volunteers with the assistance they need are critical to reaching Project Gutenberg trademark's goals and ensuring that the Project Gutenberg trademark collection will remain freely available for generations to come. In 2001, the Project Gutenberg Literary Archive Foundation was created to provide a secure and permanent future for Project Gutenberg trademark and future generations. To learn more about the Project Gutenberg Literary Archive Foundation and how your efforts and donations can help, see sections 3 and 4 and the Foundation information page at www.gutenberg.org. Section 3. Information about the Project Gutenberg Literary Archive Foundation. The Project Gutenberg Literary Archive Foundation is a non-profit 501(c)(3) educational corporation organized under the laws of the state of Mississippi and granted tax-exempt status by the Internal Revenue Service. The Foundation's IN or Federal Tax Identification Number is 64-6221541. Contributions to the Project Gutenberg Literary Archive Foundation are tax-deductible to the full extent permitted by U.S. federal laws and your state's laws. The Foundation's business office is located at 809 North 1500 West, Salt Lake City, Utah 841-16801-596-1887. Email contact links and up-to-date contact information can be found at the Foundation's website and official page at www.gutenberg.org/contact section 4. Information about donations to the Project Gutenberg Literary Archive Foundation. Project Gutenberg trademark depends upon and cannot survive without widespread public support and donations to carry out its mission of increasing the number of public domain and licensed works that can be freely distributed in machine-readable form accessible by the widest array of equipment including outdated equipment. Many small donations, $1 to $5,000, are particularly important to maintaining tax-exempt status with the IRS. The Foundation is committed to complying with the laws regulating charities and charitable donations in all 50 states of the United States. Compliance requirements are not uniform and it takes a considerable effort, much paperwork, and many fees to meet and keep up with these requirements. We do not solicit donations in locations where we have not received written confirmation of compliance. To send donations or determine the status of compliance for any particular state, visit www.gutenberg.org/donate. While we cannot and do not solicit contributions from states where we have not met the solicitation requirements, we know of no prohibition against accepting unsolicited donations from donors in such states who approach us with offers to donate. International donations are gratefully accepted, but we cannot make any statements concerning tax treatment of donations received from outside the United States. U.S. laws alone swamp our small staff. Please check the Project Gutenberg web pages for current donation methods and addresses. Donations are accepted in a number of other ways including checks, online payments, and credit card donations. To donate, please visit www.gutenberg.org/donate. Section 5. General information about Project Gutenberg trademark electronic works. Professor Michael S. Hart was the originator of the Project Gutenberg trademark concept of a library of electronic works that could be freely shared with anyone. For 40 years, he produced and distributed Project Gutenberg trademark ebooks with only a loose network of volunteer support. Project Gutenberg trademark ebooks are often created from several printed editions, all of which are confirmed as not protected by copyright in the U.S. unless a copyright notice is included. Thus, we do not necessarily keep ebooks in compliance with any particular paper edition. Most people start at our website, which has the main PG search facility, www.gutenberg.org. This website includes information about Project Gutenberg trademark, including how to make donations to the Project Gutenberg Literary Archive Foundation, how to help produce our new ebooks, and how to subscribe to our email newsletter to hear about new ebooks. Songs of Ukraina with Ruthenian poems. Contents: Songs of Ukraina. Note by translator. Pagan songs. 1 Kupalo. 2 Song to Vesnyanka, Spring, Vesnyanka. Children's song. Hyevka. Song of the Woods. Wedding song cycle. The Wedding of Marisenka. I Worda. The Gates. 2 3 4 The Coming of Mishani on Sunday. To the Wedding. V Ceremony of the Wreath Weaving. 6 The Wreath. 7 Baking the Korove. 10 8 9 Putting on the Parimitka. X Song of the Bridegroom's Friends. 11 Departure. 12 The Mother. 13 Wedding songs. Song of Departure, A Bride of Bukovina. Unplaiting the Hair. 14 The Bride's Song. The Bride the Day Before the Wedding. Historical songs. Pan. 15 Kanevsky Song of Feudalism. Marishya Bohuslavka, Duma, Akhamet. 3 and the Zaporogians before Poltava. Time of Tartar invasion. 22 The Song of Beda. 23 Cossack songs. Cossack marching song. Charge of the Cossacks. The young recruit's mother and son. The captives. Cossack marching song. Song of Victory. 1648 In Turkish captivity. Lament for Morozenko. Robber songs. The Death of Dobush. 33 Song of the Oprishki. 39 Outlaws, the Haidamaki Knights of Vengeance. Song of Karmaluk. Chamak songs. Kustina. The Betrothal. Kerchief. 44 The Penniless Chamak Rhythms. Mother and Daughter. Burial of the Soldier. The Drunkard. Song of the Orphan. The Gift of a Ring. Folk songs. My Field, Song of the Cossack. Song. Orphan Song. The Mother. Song of Unhappy Woman. A Girl's Song. Old Folk Song. The Daughter of the Witch. Song of Vidova, the Widow. The Two Lovers. Song. The Broken Engagement. The Distant Sweetheart. The Enchantress. The Dying Soldier. The Orphan's Wedding. Moonlight. 57 On the Steps in the Garden Beside the Water. Unrequited Love. The Oak Night on the Road. Song of the Dance Pigeons. The Lover's Song from an Opera. The Maid to Her Laggard Lover. The Tramp at the Inn. Little Petra. Songs of the Poppy Harvest. Ballad. Girl O Mine Yakami. Old Folk Song. An Old Folk Song. Ballad. The Kalina. Old Folk Song. An Old Folk Song. In the Fields Grows the Rye. An Old Ballad. Kozut Ludi, Show Yalika. I Was Born in a Faded Hour. The Song of the Visits. Way Silky. 67 Song of the Dance. Kalina. The Cranberry. Other Poems. Thoughts from a Prison. Topolia. The Poplar Song from Exile. The Ring. Poems by Fedkovich. 72 Where Luck Lies. The Flute. 2 Etchings. I Holy Eve. 2 In Church. The Recruit. The Handkerchief Before Kasindala. 2 MD Ukrainian National Anthem. The Full Project. Gutenberg License. 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13 14 15 17 18 19 20 21 22 23 24 25 26 27 28 29 30 31 32 33 34 35 36 37 38 39 40 41 42 43 44 45 46 47 48 49 50 51 52 53 54 55 56 57 58 59 60 61 62 63 64 65 66 67 68 69 70 71 72 73 74 75 76 77 78 79 80 81 82 83 84 85 86 87 88 89 90 91 92 93 94 95 96 97 98 99 100 101 102 103 104 105 106 107 108 109 110 111 112 113 114 115 116 117 118 119 120 121 122 123 124 125 126 127 128 129 130 131 132 133 134 135 136 137 138 139 140 141 141 142 143 144 145 146 147 148 149 150 151 152 153 154 155 156 157 158 159 160 161 162 163 164 165 166 167 168 169 170 171 172 174 175